Vols are back.
Yeah, they had us the first half, I'm not going to lie.
Oh, could be Wayne!
I think I got my swagger back. Oh!
I love it, baby!
Them orange britches. Something about them orange britches.
Tennessee wins! Brought us by Tennessee, Jawan Jennings. Jennings makes the catch. Ball hit high in the air into right field. Going back is Sayre. And Tennessee can say hello, win column. A grand slam in the bottom of the ninth. You can't draw it up any better.
We just won a basketball game, and we're very happy right now. I made up my mind. I don't expect to ever look back. I'm going to stay at the University of Tennessee.
Reddit did to do, and welcome into More Important Issues. It is Friday, April 7th. I did all that and I didn't fix the date. Look at me. Dylan, I'm about to send that over to you. We have a full squad in here. It is More Important Issues After Dark. I was much more fired up for this episode earlier in the week. I really felt the turn coming. Did not turn. It might have turned. Not the way I wanted it to, though. We got off on the wrong exit for sure. Me and Landon, we're going to talk about baseball. We're going to talk about the Florida series. I did tell Landon, and I know it's going to upset. It's fun to see people cry. It's fun to see people sad and mad and angry, and I'm all those things. But I don't want to get too worked up, which maybe that's part of the problem doing this after the game. So maybe you'll get something, but we have a full squad. We've often joked about More Important Issues After Dark. If you hang around in regular shows, starts getting late, we might say something weird or maybe something that can't go on YouTube. You got to mark it's not for kids, whatever it may be. That's More Important Issues After Dark.
Cancel culture does not take place.
Correct.
More important issues after
Yeah,
dark.
I mean, shit. Open the Budweisers, Landon. Let's get this thing going, dude.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Actually, I have a ton of tailgate beer left over in the garage, and
Yeah.
my wife
But those
just
aren't-
asked if I wanted to throw it away. I'm like, no, we might use it sometime.
Well, I mean, those Bud Lights aren't the right can though. We got to get the good stuff, right? The new shelf stuff, right? Get the whole full cancel culture going on, huh?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, sure.
I am excited though. I think we're gonna have a fun episode. So make sure y'all stick around. There will be baseball talk, and that's gonna be sad. Give us your input. Give us what's kind of going through your thoughts right now. We've already got one question in Evol, Knievel, so we'll answer that immediately unless we've already gotten something similar. So we'll answer it regardless, but maybe not directly. Write this down, Landon. Why won't they switch things up? We are going to get to that. I do want to mention some of our good friends, people that we love to work with, and that's Underdog Collectible. Guys, before I get into the whole ad read stuff, if card trading's your thing, you got to check out Underdog. Tonight, they had a trade night. Packed house, a lot of good stuff going on down in the public shopping center, University Commons. They do these very often. Make sure you're following them on social media. Check that out. You cannot miss if you are a card trader. If you're collecting cards, if you're breaking packs, all that good stuff, you got to be a part of Underdog. Like, it's that simple. I don't know what else to tell you. Now, the good news is you do not have to be a card collector. You know why? Because they have everything. You're a UT fan. They've got UT collectibles. Sign Peyton Manning picture that I really need someone to buy, because if I walk into that store one more time and I see it, I'm buying it. Like, it's I'm a weak man. Don't do that to me. Me and Landon have talked about it. Neither of us are super into cards, but seeing those UT cards in orange, former UT players now, really makes me want to get into it. We might be doing a card break next Thursday, possibly.
Possibly,
So
yeah.
Stay tuned
you got to
for
remind
that.
me, but yeah.
I will.
Okay.
I don't know if you'll want to be talked to tomorrow, but I will remind you. So we may be doing a card break courtesy of Underdog. I'm excited for that. They've got everything, those UT cards, but they've got baseball cards. They've got Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards. They had soccer cards. They probably still have them for the World Cup. A lot of great stuff down there. Plenty of autographed jerseys, helmets, cards, everything. Tons of memorabilia, not just UT. They've got it all. So make sure you check that out. Anything you want to put in your man cave, anything you want to show off to your friends, they've got it at Underdog. The shop is owned by UT graduates. They proudly support UT sports. That's the best part, is being able to support people that you align yourself with. Like, that's right. Your friends, your peers, whatever it may be. They do NIL events throughout the year. You've seen Christian Moore there and Chase Dolander. We were there for that. Maui Ahuna, we were there for that. Didn't get to interview him then. They had those NIL events. So make sure you guys are checking them out. I mentioned following them on all the social medias. They're at the University Commons Shopping Center next to Publix and Domino's. They're open 6 days a week. And we are going to do a card break here, I think. But if not, don't worry. They got 3 YouTube shows. They've got 3 live YouTube shows 3 nights a week. So make sure you're doing that. Awesome card breaks. ASMR for me, man. I'm into some weird ASMR stuff on like TikTok. Stuff I get caught in. Card breaks are one of them. I love them.
Yeah, it's hard not to just keep watching that. Love those guys. We also love the Vols, but they just love to break our hearts, man. And I made a joke, about Todd Helton was in my row tonight. It was funny. Dad, he brings his bag of goodies, like every old man does, and
I don't know about every old man.
An old man just has like his way of doing things. This is my dad's way of doing things.
The smart old man. He's got it all, dude. Like I remember one game I talked about being hungry and I didn't want to buy something from the concession stands. And he just handed me a bag of, I think there was M&Ms in there and there's something else. I can't remember what all he had, but I was like, oh, heck yeah. Why would I ever go to the concession stand?
Yeah. But he had his towel with him. So, Todd Helton and his family came over there, and of course, we gave it to them where they could wipe their seats off.
My man.
And I made the joke. They got up and left a little bit before the game, and I made the joke: is Todd Helton the new Peyton Manning curse?
I hope not.
Yeah, I hope not either. But that's just my coping mechanism is, poke fun at that kind of thing. So I don't think he is. But
he was on staff for a year, I guess, with Serrano.
Yes.
So I don't know. Maybe so. It could be Chris Burke. He did call the game. He's called the last 2 games. They'll be there tomorrow. He has called some good ones, though, to be fair to Chris Burke. I won't throw him all the way under the bus.
Yeah. We do got some questions. Let's get into that real quick. So we did get asked, why won't they switch things up? And then, it's kind of been the common question.
And to be fair, they switched a lot up. Now, there is some other stuff that probably at this point really could be.
Yeah. Josh Hazelwood also asked, at what point do we think about switching up the starting lineup? Honestly, wouldn't hate try Beam next Friday if he can go on shorter rest. He says meaning starting pitching. Mm-hmm. And, I think you got to try something there. I mean, whatever you got ain't working. And the bats aren't working either, and you see them kind of mixing things up in the lineup. They went with Jake Kendra at shortstop today instead of Maui. I know it was kind of thrown out there that there was an injury. Maybe there was. I'm not going to speculate, but, he was struggling at the plate. Yeah. Griffin Merritt, came in, pitch hit tonight. He hasn't been really seen since the first of that LSU series. So, they've been kind of switching things up, and, it just isn't working. And I don't really know. Everybody wants to ask, what happened from last year to this year. And I don't think even the coaching staff really knows because.
Yeah, and I think
especially
that's
with the pitching.
The pitching's the confusing part. The rest of the team is frustrating because of the talent, but it's not confusing. Like that, I don't think that's the word I'd use. Like it's not the same team. You shouldn't expect the same results, right? I mean, as far as everything but pitching.
Yeah, and I think also a lot of it is you've been at the top of college baseball for the past 2 years, 3 if you want to count 2020 because you're sitting right there, heading into SEC play, one of the top teams in the country, and everybody's kind of circled you. And now this team's a new team, and Evan Russell, we've said this before. He said it best. This team's trying to cash checks from last year's team.
Yeah, I don't think too. Just to be clear, I think it's implied, but just in case, they're not they're bouncing. Those checks are bouncing.
Yeah,
they're getting calls from the bank. This is the newest version of the movie with Catch Me If You Can with Leonardo DiCaprio. Like, it ain't working.
Yeah. It's frustrating. I mean, I think this team lacks a little bit of swagger, a little bit of even life. I mean, I think
it's just the best, like the biggest dude you have, both figuratively and literally, in Blake Burke. He just doesn't seem like like he'll be capital T the dude, right? Like it's not a proper noun when I say dude. I don't know.
Yeah.
He just doesn't seem like he can carry the weight of a team right now. And he's young. I mean, he's a sophomore. And I mean, he's hitting your best right now. I mean, I think they mentioned it every eighth at bat. He's hit a home run. That was last night though. I don't know what it would be now. So I don't know. There were just plays tonight that I'm like, it just feels like if there's someone to either pick them up or chew them, whatever it is, that's a peer of theirs. I don't know. That probably doesn't happen again. And tonight, the errors are frustrating, or some of those that maybe didn't go down as errors. They're frustrating. They're also, I think it's frustrating because it's like I almost like to excuse some of them due to weather, but they've been happening without the weather too. So,
yeah, the defense wasn't even the most frustrating thing for me tonight. It was 2 strikes, and you're watching the third one go by. Guys, I mean,
back-to-back nights too.
Yeah, again, like going back to last year, you don't have any friends behind the plate. Catcher or umpire, you don't have any. So, I mean, you got 2 pitches to kind of work your stuff, and then you got to protect after that. Something close. I mean, our guys are arguing with the umpire or, throwing themselves after they watch the third strike call, and then the replay happens. It was right down the middle.
Yeah.
Swing the bat, man.
And you mentioned some of the guys that are protecting and really battling at the plate, or at least just making the pitcher have to throw to you and getting that pitch count up. And it feels like the few good plays Tennessee's made this weekend so far have just come. I mean, there's never a bad time to make a play, but I'm going to say wasteful times. Like you're hitting a double with 2 outs, and then the next guy strikes out or whatever, hits a pop fly, whatever it may be. The guy that battles at the plate, he battled, the guy had to throw 9 pitches, and then it's an out and we're at the end of the inning. And it's just like, it just feels like the most inopportune times that Tennessee, they can't get anything going. I don't know. It is a little baffling for sure.
I think it's a team that lacks leadership, and, they haven't had to work into the lineup to be the dude. Like Drew Gilbert, when he was, his freshman year, it was 2020, but like he played sparingly and he kind of worked his way to be, what he was his last 2 years on campus.
And I think that's what staff is trying to do right now, mixing so much of it up.
But even if Drew Gilbert wasn't the dude, he had other guys that could be the dude. Whereas I don't think there is that kind of, Jared Dickey at times is that, but there's no one else behind him that is that same way.
Yeah, you have to
There's no mojo.
You have to, no, for sure.
Watching it from I'm right next to the dugout. Watching Florida's dugout and our dugout are 2 like totally different things.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, this is your home stadium. I mean, you're gonna throw a 95-mile-an-hour fastball and let Cags hit it 488 feet and let him bat flip. No.
Yeah.
And this team last year wouldn't let that happen. I know it's a totally different thing, and it sucks that they're getting this team. It's unfair that they are getting compared to last year's team, but that's life.
Yeah, for sure. And there is still guys like there's carryover too. Like there's guys that were on that team. They know the expectations. They know the processes. Nothing's changed. You mentioned like coaching staff hadn't changed. Like they still understand what's going on. And it's a little, it sucks. And
I mean, 2 of your top 2 guys that were coming into this season that were transfers have now been benched. So, I mean, they're just, and they've got screwed at catcher the past 2 years where the Austin Peay catcher, went to the draft, and then the West Virginia catcher that was going to come retire from baseball. So they've been screwed the past 2 years in finding a catcher, and now they're having to throw Jared Dickey back there. He's getting beaten up, and he's probably your best hitter, but he's your best option to keep everybody's bat in the lineup that you want.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's kind of going back to what you say too. At the catch position, it sucks because especially early on in the year, a lot of question marks, and I feel like for the most part they played pretty good. And the problem is, and Herb just commented on it too, you said it earlier, everyone's going to bring their best against you every night, and you've got to, because there's a lot of there's not only the wanting to beat Tennessee right now, there's also a lot of like Florida, for example, they want payback. I mean, you saw that picture in the dugout if you watched on TV, which I do think, by the way, Tennessee, go back. Maybe we take a picture of their picture in the dugout and we post that picture. We have a picture off. I think go full picture off with them. Get some motivation going.
Like when we go at each other for adding it to each other's stories, we just keep going back and forth.
Yes, I think that's what we got to do. We got to screen capture.
The picture gets fuzzier and fuzzier.
Yes, and just we have a motivation off, and we go back and forth. I think that's what we do. And to also, I think part of the fall is talking about swagger. Listen, I'll say it. Everyone else is scared to. It's NCAA. They brought down Tennessee like they wanted to. They finally did it. They made you use props only in the dugout. This team wants to show off the new lightsaber out of the dugout. They took our swagger and pissed on it. Next level baseball, some knockoff AAU travel coach, whatever you want to call them, that charges kids $10,000 a year to play ball, wants to say it's because Tennessee got caught using bad bats, which is hilarious because Tennessee literally got caught using a bat that didn't have a sticker on it and got punished. Why would they not punish them for doing that all year? It just doesn't make sense, by the way. But he thinks it's that. I think it's the other way around. Also, he's a baseball coach and he doesn't watch baseball.
Who is this?
You think some dude that tweets? He's a Tim Corbin cuck. Like he's all on Tim Corbin.
Oh god.
And he says that the NCAA caught Tennessee cheating using bats that were not regulation or whatever. And I guess the NCAA decided not to punish Tennessee. And he also floated out the PED thing again. So he's a scumbag too, on top of being, well, we knew he's a scumbag. He charges kids probably more than $10,000 a year when you're taking all the tournaments to just play baseball. Promises them a scholarship and they end up in Iowa at some farm town playing for a D2 college and never get seen again after
Jason Brown.
Yeah. Jason Brown's our baseball coach because of this guy. So yeah, next level, that guy who won't show his face, stands behind some AAU program. He's a scumbag. He's a liar. Tim Corbin's never going to hire you. I'm assuming he used to be a Dave Van Horn cuck. And when he hired Tony Vitello, that's his revenge. He hates Tony Vitello because of that. This seems like a guy who emails coaches all the time and asks for jobs.
Seems like a guy you would get
an
argument with on Twitter.
He won't argue back. He doesn't let people in his replies.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of people argue about, we'll get into that when we get really. It's after dark. This is not sadness. This black screen. I made this before the results of last night and tonight. This is more important issues after dark. It is not sadness. We will not be sad. We will be angry and mad and depressed maybe, but we will not be sad.
Yeah, and it's weird like doing a show right after a game. I don't know if I like it. I'll figure it out. I don't want to be too negative because, I was talking to Drew Beam's dad tonight at the game and I was like, I mean, it sucks. Like this season right now, it's not looking great. But when you look at like your team, I mean, you had 3 freshmen and 3 sophomores.
Yeah,
I think 3 sophomores.
Sounds right.
So yeah, I mean, the only guys you're losing is, you lose Zane, you'd lose
Griffin.
Christian Scott that started. Griffin
tonight. Sorry. Tonight.
Yeah, Zane didn't.
I thought you were just
Christian Scott, and I think that's it. Jared Dickey's a sophomore, redshirt sophomore. Tears is a redshirt freshman. Dryling's a freshman. Kendrow's a freshman. Burke and Moore are sophomores. Hunter Ansley's a sophomore. So, it is like a young team when you really look at it. Now, when you add Maui and Griffin Merritt, those 2 guys are definitely probably done. But looking at tonight, I mean, you're really young, and I hate to say like rebuilding, but it just seems like it's teetering more toward that because just don't have you look at the difference in Florida's 1 through 4 guys and our 1 through 4 guys. Look at the difference physically. I mean, they are massive.
No, I mean it's SEC baseball too. Like night in, night out, you're tough. You just played the number 1 and number 3 team back to back. You've got Arkansas and Vandy coming up. No, I mean I do like I'll say though, like for me, yeah. I mean when you look at it as a whole, as the program as a whole, like yeah, there's hope on the other end of it. The problem is like what you want with Tony Vitello and what he's done so far. And I'm not trying to be negative. I hope I'm not. I'm trying to be fair that this team has expectations. This program has expectations to be a consistent program, to be in regionals. And I think that's the goal. And it's early in the, I mean, I know it's like, it's getting later and later. Like we can't keep saying this, but there's still a lot of baseball to play. And the problem is you do have to figure it out at some point. Whatever.
Yeah.
There's a lot to figure out, but you have to figure it out. And I think there is not a one fix for everything, but I think if this team can get one thing to click, whether that be finding a way to get some guys on base or capitalize. You mentioned it a couple of shows ago. It feels like every home run is a solo, every single one.
Yeah, how many, you're not hitting very many doubles either.
Right. And so, like, you got to find a way to, like, I feel like, though, if you can do one thing to capitalize, if you can go through a game where just the fielding is crisp. I mean, you saw LSU in all 3 games where it's like no mistakes in the outfield, but you had all the infield errors.
Yeah.
It's like you can just get over a hurdle of like no errors. I mean, even you saw even some in a game they played really good last Sunday against LSU. Like, it wasn't perfect. And so it's just like, can you find one thing that gets you going? Obviously, it wasn't the hitting against LSU that got you going. So it may not be hitting that we need to figure out. Maybe it's the fielding, specifically in, I don't know. It's just one of those things that there's so much talent on this team. It's got to be somewhere, right?
Well, it just doesn't make sense because, I mean, you're talking about LSU. The fielding was the issue. And then, you know, against Florida, it's you can't hit. You have 32 strikeouts in 2 games. You're not going to win any games in the SEC striking out 32 times in 2 games. You're not.
No.
Especially with the way that, you know, we can't hit for power, so it's not like every other thing is going over the fence. It's not.
No.
So, I mean, it's tough.
It's tough. And like I said, it's getting later and later in terms of saying you got time to figure it out. You got time. The problem is that window closes, and it's closing fast. I mean, we're in the first weekend, full weekend in April now. Well, I guess last weekend was a full weekend too, technically. I don't know. Yeah, Saturday, Sunday. So it's Masters weekend. That's a good kickoff point for college baseball, where you that window's really getting tight. So yeah,
these 4 series, kind of this meet that you're kind of this gauntlet that you're in the middle of right now. I mean, LSU you're 6-0 against in the past 2 years. You don't think they circled that game? Florida, you swept them and then you beat them in the SEC championship. You don't think they're ready for that? I mean, you saw the sign in the dugout. Arkansas, Dave Van Horn. You think this team isn't circling Tennessee as well? And then Vanderbilt I think they lost their first game in the SEC tonight.
And then Tim Corbin's gonna have binoculars in the dugout checking every bat.
Yeah, and you swept them last year.
And you swept them. That's the most important part. Sorry, next level baseball has me tied up.
Yeah, it's not getting any easier is kind of where I'm getting at. And, you know, I think you do got to change something.
Kind of the hope thing, and I know there's not much hope right there because you just mentioned the things you've done the last 2 nights and even really the last 2 weekends. I know you have 1 win in there against number 1 LSU, but I know there's not the hope of like, hey, you can do these things and get it kind of going the other way. I mean, really the only hope is it is kind of nice to have those 2 big series sitting there with 2 good opponents with high-ranked teams. Like, that's kind of the good news is, like, if you can go make noise there, it can flip your season completely. And so, I mean, there's optimism, I think, in there, but there's a long way to go to get to where you can flip those series and get going.
Yeah. As home run friendly as your park is, scoring 4 runs in 2 games, you're not going to
It's been friendly for sure. I mean, I don't know if you saw Florida tonight, but I mean, they might move him permanently to Knoxville at this point.
Yeah, it's not been friendly to us. I don't know if they have a bench press in their dugout or whatever, but good Lord.
Yeah, it was a tough one tonight. And I mean, last night
I think they got to do something with the pitching. Try something else. Try Beam. You know, this is the time to do it. He's going to pitch tomorrow, Saturday. He doesn't have to pitch again until Friday. So, I mean, if you're going to make a change, this is the time to do it. I mean, what can hurt, really?
And I mean, and honestly, maybe it's just that Burns has got to be the first guy out. Like, honestly, I mean, that's not the whole fix. I'm overplaying it a little bit, but it's just so weird that a guy can go from a freshman year being a Friday night stud to just not being able to get it together.
Neither one of them went over 4 innings.
Yeah, and Dollander too. I don't know how much Burns ended up throwing tonight. I don't know how many pitches he had.
3 1/3.
No, how many pitches? I don't know what his
I
pitch count ended up at.
It was high.
Dollander's was real high. And I mean, he did like battle in there for some and he got himself out of some. I mean, that's pretty bad too, that he got himself out of some jams and still ended up where he was at. But yeah, I don't know. And he's a guy that he seems like this year he's been able to shake off some of those bad starts. And last night it just seemed like it was going to never come to an end, especially when he got up to, I think, 91 pitches, right?
Yeah. Well, and like the velo is both of those guys, like Drew Beam is probably throwing your hardest right now consistently.
Mm-hmm.
And that wasn't the case last year. So I don't know what the issue is, but those two guys that have lost some velo over the past year, and it might cost Dollander some money. I mean, I hate to say that, but I mean,
it's just the realness of the situation.
Yeah.
Man. I mean,
yeah.
And it's, I mean, there's definitely some things we've talked about it early on that have got to get fixed behind them to help them. I mean, it happened again where without an error, you get out of an inning that I think 2 more runs were scored.
Yep. You had to throw 25 more pitches.
And so there's definitely some tough stuff happening behind you, but I mean, there's a lot that falls on those guys too. And I mean, the good news, I guess, I don't know if that's a right way to say it. There at least seems to be some frustration. Like they're not content, happy. They're not they're taking it personal. Like they both looked very upset coming out of the game. And I don't think that's upset with Vitello or Frank Anderson or anything like that. It seems like they know they're not at their very best right now. And I'm sure that upsets them. And I mean, I'm hoping that they have it in them. I mean, there's no doubt they have it. Like whatever's going on isn't them entirely. It's not.
Yeah. And as upset as we are about it, I mean, I'm sure they're way more upset than anyone. So
I trust that they can get it together and figure it out. I would like to. I mean, we've seen it mentioned and we've seen it asked. Like, I think you do got to try to figure out something to get guys more comfortable, to get them in the right spot, which is like weird that I feel like, to me, not known seam head, but not baseball guy. Love the baseballs. Don't know much about him. Just love them. It just seems like that would be a weird thing to just automatically figure it out. But at this point, try anything for the juju. Bring back the fur coat. Like, figure it. Like, do anything you can. I don't care if it's lineup related. Figure it out. Yep. I do want to see a motivation off. I think we have to see a motivation off.
Yeah, I mean, we're just not getting it done.
Should we sneak into Lindsey Nelson and do it ourselves?
Yeah, just hang them up everywhere.
Yeah.
And just blame it on Florida. Yeah, that'd be great.
We'll blame it on Seymour High School.
All right. Yeah, kind of done talking about baseball. Yeah, there needs to be a change. I mean, you can see it with the lineup. It's never the same anymore. So they're still trying to figure things out with that. And, this far into the season, that's probably not where you want to be.
Yeah, windows closing, like I said. Faster and faster. Get it done. Yep. I want to have fun on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights, and this week, Thursday nights. I want to have fun. That's all I ask for.
Drew Beam, save us tomorrow, baby.
We going cream? First, is it Saturday? Can you go cream on a Saturday?
I don't know.
Or is that reserved for Sundays?
I don't know what that looks like.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm interested. Interested for sure. All right, spring practice. We'll get into it.
At a second scrimmage on Thursday, and I actually got to talk with somebody who watched the scrimmage, and I mean, he kind of said a lot that everybody's kind of been hearing is this Deshaun Bishop looked really good. Dylan Sampson looked good. He said that Nico just looks poised. Like as a freshman, you'd think spring practice would be a lot going on, especially in this offense, but it didn't really seem to bother him. He said they put Nico on the 1 yard line and had him throw out of the end zone. Just as a situational thing, and he said he threw a freaking dime 30 yards down the field. So I love to hear that. I mean, again, that's just kind of.
Did you get a yardage on that Dylan Sampson run that they posted?
No, it was a long one though.
It was a long one, and he was moving. I mean, there aren't a lot of slow guys in that secondary. I know there's some things that can be fixed before this year, but their speed, and they didn't have a chance.
Yeah, and he also mentioned kind of that too, is a lot of the big runs you saw were because the defense kind of just missed assignments. There was, with Aaron Beasley and Keenan Peele, I don't think they're playing a lot of young guys at linebacker, and so that's I'm sure where some of those runs came from.
Some issues,
but hey, you got to run it. So I mean, you can't just blame that. But yeah, definitely
Milton's accuracy. We get anything about that yet?
About who? Milton's accuracy.
I mean, I've heard positives. I think you heard someone say, I think it was SEC Mike maybe, say there's a competition there.
Well, every miss that he has is magnified because of, the history there.
History, and because if Nico looks as good as he does, you also have a 5-star freshman waiting.
So, I mean, it's magnified, and that it's kind of not fair to him, like expecting him to be perfect. Hendon Hooker wasn't perfect either. So,
yeah, I mean, I'm curious of, like we said in that Clemson game, kind of looked like he had at least figured out some of it. Still some ways to come. But, I mean, I think he seems to developed quite a bit. And I got to imagine spring as the guy. And then I know, like Hendon Hooker, obviously, they had a great relationship developing that. But, I mean, if him and Nico can kind of, whether there's a battle or not, if they can create that a similar atmosphere, like that's good for both of them.
Well, Mel Kiper wants to bring in Joe Milton being good as a knock on Hendon Hooker, which I never saw that spin zone coming, but here we go.
Yeah, and it's
the system quarterback argument is so freaking lazy. I mean,
well, here's the thing: like system quarterbacks, have they ever thrown for as much as Hendon Hooker did this year? Like system quarterbacks are usually guys, game manager type people who are handing the ball off.
I mean, what's a system quarterback? What is a system quarterback anymore? It's just because isn't every quarterback a system quarterback? If we're really being honest,
I did see someone mention how UT fans called Tom Brady that, and
game manager and system quarterbacks, I feel like are different.
I do, but I feel like a lot of game managers get thrown into that category of system quarterback.
Yeah. I feel like that's what the meaning probably is, but Mel Kiper brought up like he's only successful because of the system he's in, and not only, he didn't say only that, but he said that's
but that's what if you're a system quarterback, that's what it means. You're only successful because, which, to be fair to that entire argument, if Hendon Hooker's a system quarterback, what the hell is Will Levis? He's had 2 systems and they haven't worked out for him. And how is a quarterback that hadn't been good in any systems better than a guy that's been good in one system?
Well, and let's not forget, Will Levis couldn't beat out Sean Clifford at Penn State. So, I mean, I saw where, like, Hendon Hooker didn't beat out Joe Milton when he first got here. Well, what the heck? Should he just have transferred and gone somewhere else? Like, is there no kind of spinning to that? He stayed and stuck it out, and he got his opportunity and balled out.
Yeah,
I'd rather that than Will Levis not starting over a shitty quarterback at Penn State, coming to Kentucky and also being a shitty quarterback.
The only person you battle is a wide receiver.
Yeah, so
that's it.
Whatever.
It's a hilarious argument. I don't like. I've definitely been guilty of throwing the system quarterback around. I was much younger. Because I think you're right. Like, there's just not. I don't think you can declare someone a system quarterback until they're done playing in that system and you see them not work in others. And then you also can't say, oh, they're a system quarterback if they worked in one and then didn't work in only one other one. Because what if they're just not? What if that other system's just that bad? Are there not coaches that are like, coaches benefit from quarterback play, right? I mean, Butch Jones would be a band director again if Josh Dobbs never existed.
Yeah.
So it's just a weird argument. I mean, and Josh Dobbs is a guy who, now he's kind of started to find a groove and find a spot in the league. Now, that doesn't mean he's a starter in the league, but he's been around now. But I mean, for the longest time, I'm sure a lot of people were thinking, I mean, Dobbs balled out at Tennessee. So I'm sure a lot of people were thinking that, but yeah, it's, if you played for Butch Jones and you were good, you were probably a hooper.
Right.
That's just the fact. I'm sorry. Another tangent. It's more important issues after dark. Expect tangents. It happens. Yep. We do, before we kind of move on, we're also going to have Eric Woods on. He writes for the Daily Beacon. He's been covering spring practice. He was there at the baseball game tonight. So we're going to talk to him about spring practice, kind of a couple things to just kind of keep an eye on going into spring games next Saturday, dude. Like, it's coming up. Spring practice is almost
Are you
over.
going?
I'm not. I've got a wedding that day. Surprise, surprise.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
I wanted to go.
Dude, do you even like the Vols anymore? I think it's a fair question to ask.
Well, before I answer that, and I will answer that fairly, don't let me forget, do the Vols like me?
Okay. I mean, no. So you're showing just as much love as the Vols show
Yeah.
you? Okay.
What I'm getting. No, I love Tennessee, dude. I mean, come on. What are you talking about? I'm at every event I can possibly make it to. So I mean, listen, the people like you that can get out to baseball games just about every night, even though, other stuff's going on. Same for like basketball. I mean, the people like us that do what we do just to tailgate football games and go to football games and 10-hour drive in a 15-passenger van to Baton Rouge. I mean, that's some dedication, dude. And I mean, you take it a step farther with baseball, and I respect that. And I wish I could still do that, but
yeah, you've been to one game, and we didn't even get to hang out.
We didn't, and we lost. So I think it's better I stay away for right now. Yep. We hit the ball well that night. That's good.
We did.
So did Boston College.
Boston College.
Hit a little bit better.
Which they're really good, so that looked like
I mean, it's
good loss, I guess, if those are still
no such thing.
Yeah, I was about to say.
No such thing as an ugly win and a pretty loss. I don't believe in those. Yeah, it's let's go back to spring practice and make it a little bit happier. Dylan Sampson looks good, and I mean, my fan club that I started, and I am president, founder, secretary, historian, and treasurer. It's the Deshaun Bishop fan club. If you followed us along here in the fall 2 years ago, we had top 10s from high school football. Maybe we bring that back. Maybe it's going to be hard to bring back because Deshaun Bishop, he was all of our content. I mean, that dude's a baller.
Yeah.
And he's getting some love from Dylan Sampson and Josh Heupel so far. And listen, I don't expect him with that full running back room to be an impact guy this year, but to be making strides like he is, and was it Oklahoma State he was committed to originally? Oregon State?
Appalachian State?
Maybe it was App State. Maybe he was heavy on one of those teams, though, kind of early. And I mean, Tennessee wasn't high on, they weren't pushing for him early on. And I know it's hard to guess that high school transition, but when you see a dude like that, it's just literally Mr. Do-It-All. He's Booby Miles. He can pass, run, throw. He'll kick the field goal and
It was Coastal Carolina.
Coastal Carolina,
Yeah.
that's right.
He did take an official to App State, but yeah, Coastal Carolina.
Okay. It was the other Carnes kid that went to Oregon State, Oklahoma State.
Yeah, Oklahoma State, the Harpers.
Yeah, the Harpers. Yeah. And but yeah, he's a hooper, and I love to see that happening because I believed in him from day one. First time I saw him touch a football, I wanted him in orange. So I'm fired up. I got my wish.
Yeah, and he seems he's benefiting from, guys being out. Guys held out of, Jalen Wright and Jabari Small. When you get a true freshman, you get those opportunities. You want to see him make the most of it, and that's exactly what he's doing. I don't think anybody expected him to do this in spring practice, but, he's making the most of it. And, that's a good thing with spring practice is, like, you can hold some of those guys out. There's no need to push, guys that are going to be starters like, Jalen Wright and Aaron Beasley and guys like that, Cooper Mays. But this is where, this is where you build depth is in spring practice. Get a lot of young guys up to speed, get them some reps, and then, build some depth along that offensive line. I mean, Cooper Mays didn't go, so, I think they're finding out who their backup center can be. And that's been a question mark, right? Is like with Jerome Carvin, it was always going to be if Cooper Mays went down, Jerome Carvin would move to center, and then they would have like Ollie Lane or somebody play guard. Well, now with Jerome Carvin heading to the NFL, it's like, who is your backup center if Cooper Mays goes down? Because that's a huge part in this offense. And, they kind of set the tone. So who's it going to be? And it looks like Addison Nichols is a name that we've heard a lot about. Friend of the pod.
And I don't think he's been there full time or anything in the spring, but he's talked about getting a lot of reps there and trying to become, like you said, I guess Jerome Carvin essentially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And JC in here said secondary better be stronger than last year. I mean, I don't think they can get any worse. And
I don't think they can.
Danico Slaughter looks like he is going to be a corner, if not the corner at Tennessee. And then you add a transfer in Gabe Judy Lawley that has had a good spring practice so far as well. So yeah, it's got to be better.
It's certainly got to be better. And I'd like to see just that defense play, especially that secondary, just play 1% better. Get some takeaways because that'll elevate your offense a ton if you can get them back on the field. That offense has got to be on the field. Defense has got to help them get back on the field.
Yep. And then with spring comes recruiting pretty much. Your recruiting is done in spring and summer, and kind of, you just kind of ride the wave into, their season. I heard it the other day. It was like everybody's official visits are done like in June or July now. It's not really, or I guess July is a dead period, so June. And they're not really taken during the season anymore, which I always thought the game day atmosphere would be something I want to take my official visit to, but I guess, you kind of have more time with the coaches and everything during this summer.
Yeah. Summer, and then, you're probably doing a tour type deal for a lot of these guys, seeing a couple different schools. And then, you can still do visits. They may not, they aren't going to have OV next to them or anything, but you'll still be on, they want to get guys on campus, whether it's official or not, to experience that. So, yeah, it works out. It kind of makes sense. Like you said, spend more time with the coaches. That trip might get to be just a tad bit longer. If you're serious about a school, which if you're taking an official visit, you probably are. Unfortunately, they're not unlimited. If they're unlimited, everybody's got to go to Hawaii, right? I think everybody should use one on Hawaii anyways. Their recruiting budget should be out of this world stupid. But, it kind of does make more sense when you think about it. It is weird because, like you said, especially traditionally, that official visit being a game day.
Mm-hmm.
But it does kind of make sense.
Yep. I do want to mention before we move on to the commits we got today, I do want to talk about the tight ends a little bit. Apparently, they've been a pleasant surprise as well. I heard from the guy that watched the scrimmage, said he liked what he saw from McAllen Castles. And then Ethan Davis has been a pleasant surprise. I didn't know how much he'd go through spring dealing with the ACL injury, but apparently he's picked it up. And we saw him at Collins Hill. He was a receiver. He wasn't like a down line tight end. So,
which that's a position that you got to replace a lot of production, and you're not going to be able to replicate Princeton Fant, unfortunately.
None of them are going to play line or running back.
Hey, I would love to see it if you got a Princeton Fant. Another ace in the chute there, but I don't expect that. But you do have to find a way to replace some of that production at where he's at. Yeah, if you find that fullback running back guy, do it. Yep. Love to see that. That was an excellent, something that shouldn't go unnoticed in Josh Heupel's resume. There is that adaptation of Princeton Fant this season. You had him last season too, and figuring out unique ways to get him the football and score touchdowns. Dude was a touchdown machine. I think he played a lot of running back. What game was that?
I know he played. He did a little bit of everything against UT Martin.
Maybe it was UT Martin. But he had a passing.
He had a passing and a rushing, but he didn't have a receiving.
He should have had a receiving.
Yes,
right.
Yes.
And he got a little overthrown. Maybe got his hands on it. Should have caught it, but. Yeah, I think there was some game that he ran a couple times at running back, and if he hadn't, he would have been 100% on touchdowns, I believe.
Yep.
Rushing. So yeah, that's a dog right there, no doubt about it.
Yeah, and all three of those guys have been, pass catchers in their career.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob Warren, at Farragut, all he did was catch passes. Ethan Davis, same thing. McAllen Castle, same thing. UC Davis. So. Those guys, to see them kind of play and be a part of, springing some, whether it's the defense fault or not, they sprung some guys. I think that is kind of a something to kind of hang your hat on a little bit during the spring practice. It seems like they are grasping the offense and, not just being a pass catcher.
Yeah,
Love some
sure.
pass catches though.
And we got to give a shout out to Paul Shelton. Speaking of McCassell there.
Yeah.
I mean, would he be anything without Cherokee's head coach, Paul Shelton? That's a question that people are saying. I've heard it.
That's what I heard.
Heard it said. So we got to ask that question. Anything else you kind of want to hit on for spring game?
That's all I got. I'm excited to kind of.
Sorry, commits too. That's what we kind of got back into spring game there with.
Yeah. So the first one you landed a 2024 offensive lineman Jesse Perry at a Middle Tennessee Christian school in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. 6'6", 275. Mississippi State, Vanderbilt, Memphis offered there. It's a guy they like, and he's a 3-star. It's not somebody that people are going to freak out over, but the development of the staff, I gotta trust in their evaluation. They like the kid. They let it was a committable offer. So, and you can never have too many offensive linemen.
Derek Dooley would beg to differ.
Well, he's a moron. I don't care what his degree says. He's a moron. And then you had 2025 4-star cornerback at Alpharetta, Georgia, at Milton High School, Shamar Arno?
Yeah,
it's OUX. So maybe that's how you say it. Arno, something like that.
I like the first.
Yeah, I mean, secondary loves Tennessee, and that's cool to go ahead and start this class off in 2025 with Shamar there. So
yeah, for sure. Recruiting getting done early.
Love it.
You thought it was just a couple months early.
Dude, and there's so many like big time commits like visiting Tennessee. It just seems different.
Love to see it. Loving what's happening there. So we got, obviously I mentioned the spring game coming up next Saturday. Landon in just a second is going to tell you guys about the volunteer club a little bit more, but they are also holding, I mentioned, I wish I could make it a spring game, not only to get out there and be back in Neyland, all that good stuff, but also the volunteer club is holding a tailgate. If you join, I believe, double check this. You have to visit their website. We're going to tweet a link right now, I believe. Get a tweet link out, follow that link, double check their website. You can, I believe, go to the tailgate, but if you were signed up, you can also get free food at the tailgate. It's going to be a good time for the spring game. Kind of you can get a feel for what those events are like, what fall tailgating is going to be like. If you join the checkerboard membership, you can, maybe you have to, I can't remember, but if you join the checkerboard membership, tailgates are there.
And you get free tickets to the Orange and White game.
And you get free tickets to the Orange and White game if you join, I think, at any level. But checkerboard, you get the tailgate too. So make sure you guys are checking that out.
Checkerboard is the tickets. Checkerboard and above.
Oh, checkerboard is tickets as well. Okay. So yeah, even just upgrade that a little bit. Get those free tickets, and you can also go to the tailgate. A lot of good stuff happened at the volunteer club. I was going to mention something else. That's it though.
Well, you pretty much just did the ad for me, so appreciate it.
Oh no, come on. There's way more. There's way more. I just mentioned the tailgates and the. Come on, dude. You get so much.
Yeah, money.
Don't short them like that.
Depending on your tier, whatever it starts at $5. Go join that. There's, I think the first one you get a koozie, and I think the next one you get a T-shirt, a free autograph, and then it kind of goes up from there. So go check them out. Keep Tennessee winning. By doing NIL stuff, and they're a huge key in Tennessee staying at the top of college athletics. I know, you kind of made that face. I know baseball's struggling a little bit, but
it's not the volunteer club's fault. I just realized this is all my fault. I'll let you finish what you were saying, and then I'll explain.
Oh. I'm kind of done. Go check them out. We're affiliates of the volunteer club, so definitely want to push them as much as we can. Had Will Watkins on to kind of talk about NIL a little bit and explain some of the stuff that we had questions about. And so if y'all didn't get to hear that, it is on our Anchor page or on Spotify, Apple, whatever. Go check that out, and it'll definitely answer some questions you may have as well.
Yeah. And I think, I was about to say, we asked questions that not only we had, but also we might have known the answer to, but we know people had them. And Will Watkins is everything NIL. Dude knows his stuff. So we wanted to hear it articulated better. So I think all of your questions are answered. And if not, we are going to have Will on again at some point to talk some ball, and we may toss in some more NIL questions because, like I said, he's the man for it. So, this is my fault. If you followed us in football season, hopefully we got some new people in here tonight. Love new people. But I changed my name on Twitter. I changed my name. That's my official birth certificate now is Twitter to Joshua, which is my first name. Like Will, I think Will's was Albert, I believe. Mm-hmm. I go by my middle name as well. And I'm a curse, dude. I am a curse. During basketball season, felt like it wasn't working. I didn't trust the process. I changed it back to Caleb. Tried to move the needle again. And I just went full curse. And then in the middle of the curse, Volunteer Club, shout out to Volunteer Club. They have great merch. They dropped I believe it says Everything School. It's written out some way in the old SEC logo. And it's beautiful. And you should order it because you're not a curse. Everyone listening, including Landon, Joe and Dylan in the back, you guys should have it. I'm a curse. I shouldn't have ordered it, but I did. It's comfort colors. It looks so good.
Damn you.
Do you know the old school SEC logo I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do know.
It's beautiful. So I'm sorry. I will change it to Joshua.
Hey, but screw the SEC, man. Screw the SEC, the NCAA. Everything else.
You don't have to like the SEC to like that old logo. I mean, that thing's gorgeous.
No. Screw it.
I'm sorry, man. There's a couple logos that stick with me. The old NCAA logo that looked like a arrow on EA Sports on NCAA football. I love that. Like, that is an awesome logo. I hate them too. I'm with you 100%.
I mean, we didn't talk about that. I guess we can. I mean, we don't have to, let's not spend a ton of time on it because I kind of just want to shoot the crap a little bit.
Dylan and Joe, you guys can go ahead and hop in here and we'll get.
But I mean, what in the world is the NCAA trying to do? I mean, like,
I have a spiel, I have two spiels to go on. I know you want to last long. One is an actual spiel. I can keep it short and quick. The other one's a story. So give me what your thoughts are, and then I'll hit mine real quick.
I mean, do they expect anybody to like go along with their investigation? I mean, everybody else, they are setting the tone where no one is ever going to give in to them ever again. They're just going to say piss off, and that's Tennessee should have done that from the get-go. Looking back, Tennessee should have just said piss off.
Well, and we said that too. We knew how this goes. I mean, look at Missouri. Like, they get the dumbest penalty for stuff they handled. They got rid of people involved, similar to Tennessee. Like, we knew this would happen. Just to add some context, so Tennessee, and they are clearly getting towards the tail end of the Jeremy Pruitt stuff. Obviously, they fired everyone involved. Seems like all the players left. This is now going to – I'm not sure which committee it is. Is it like infraction? Like, what? Do you know which committee it is?
No, basically what they're saying is Tennessee should have known beforehand, and that's what this whole thing is about. So
they're going for the lack of institutional control.
Correct.
Okay, but anyways, it's going to a committee. Tennessee, Jeremy Pruitt, and
Derek Ansley
they did not agree to any of the penalties that the NCAA was. Options they were giving them. Vice versa, NCAA didn't agree with, for example, Tennessee's self-imposed penalties, or at least they didn't agree that was all that they should have done. They did some scholarship bans. They did some official visit reductions, scholarship reductions, official visit reductions. I can't remember what all else, but Tennessee has penalized themselves in this, but the NCAA said that wasn't enough so far. They couldn't come to an agreement. It is now going to the committee for all three of them, schools involved as well. And I mean, it looks like I think my best guess is either they're wanting longer scholarship reductions or they're wanting a postseason ban. For how long, I don't know, but that's my guess if the school's not going to agree, if this is stuff that they're not going to come to agreements on. My problem with that is Tennessee got rid of everyone involved in that. The only people you're punishing now are the kids you care so much about. That's it.
Care so much about.
Right. Like you're people that were not here with Jeremy Pruitt. Sure, there's some leftovers from them, but as far as Tennessee could tell in their investigation, the people that were involved that they could find are now no longer part of the program. And so you're punishing the wrong people in NCAA. It doesn't make sense. And I mean, if you're saying, like, let's say Tennessee makes to the Orange Bowl and you're thinking maybe they shouldn't get payout and money from that and all that, take away the money, but don't take away the game. It's just stupid. Like, make that money go to, and they're also punishing, I mean, like, it's not a secret. Football funds other sports programs. So the other kids you care about, the soccer, the swimming, the volleyball, you're punishing them too, because football's not generating as much money if they can't go to a bowl game. And if you're reducing more scholarships, you're punishing kids because they can't get scholarships, or they're not going to get off or whatever. And Tennessee's already done that reduction. If you're not agreeing to the number or the amount of years, they're doing it. But the fact of the matter is, NCAA does not care about the kids. They have no power. They're trying to flex their power in the middle of lawsuits that are proving they have no power. It's incredibly stupid.
Well, also,
it doesn't make sense.
Also, like, I mean, it feels like the only reason why they're not agreeing to it is because Tennessee's football program is where it's at. If Tennessee's football was in the dumpster still, I think this would be the end of it.
See, I think Tennessee is not at a level of, like, if this was Alabama or Georgia right now, they wouldn't touch them. I mean, we're talking about lack of institutional control. Is the only thing we care about is paying athletes? You've got an athletic department in Athens that now turns out there's a history of an assistant coach driving recklessly and fast, Georgia football making tickets and court appearances disappear, that, unfortunately resulted in someone losing their life. And another player that it seems they suspected him of racing with them involved, and peeps. So, yeah, and listen, say what you want about Jeremy Pruitt. It literally sounded like some of that money went to someone's medical care. So continue being scumbags. It's fine. You're just keep showing how much of a scumbag.
Yeah, I just think that the punishments would have been good enough if Tennessee wasn't winning football games.
I mean, and you may be right, but I just think they take care of the money earners, which Tennessee is
like, they kind of see it as like, oh, punishment enough. Like, you're terrible.
Yeah,
we destroyed your whole entire football program. But the fact that we have, risen up from ashes, if you will,
Phoenix, baby.
yeah. I feel like it
maybe,
and like the lack of institutional control is laughable to me because there's no one left.
Yeah, I for who? Philip Fulmer, because he's gone.
Yeah,
and I mean, listen, if you're wanting to punish Randy Boyd and Donde Plowman, punishing the football team ain't going to punish them. Make Randy Boyd fly commercial to every away football game. That man hadn't flown commercial in years. Make him fly Southwest, and he has to go through that terrible boarding process that some people love, strangely. He has to sit next to a bathroom in the middle seat. That's punishment enough. Yeah. Do that. But yeah, like you said, they fired everyone involved. They held a press conference just to make a point where Philip Fulmer said the recruiting has been pretty good. He wasn't entirely wrong. It had been pretty good thanks to Chick-fil-A bags. So yeah, I mean, I don't what is institutional control? Maybe they should just ask that to the committee.
You think we got caught with the Chick-fil-A bags because they were seen out like on Sundays? They're like, that's
yeah.
There's no way.
No, he didn't get that this morning. What's going on? Interesting. Yeah, I like that. Or they rolled in at like 11 p.m. with them. That's not fresh. Mm-hmm. What's in there? It's a good point. Didn't think about that. Should have been McDonald's bags, turns out.
Well, then they'll be like, what's in there? And they're like, oh, ice cream. They're like, oh, I know that's wrong because the ice cream machine's definitely broken.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
So frustrating what's going on. My quick tangent real quick. I'll run through this story real quick. I'm an idiot. I argue with people on Twitter. I'm an idiot for arguing with people on Twitter, but I essentially just tweeted about it. And I do think I think they should. I mean, I call the crown prince of Saudi Arabia, see if he's interested in an SEC football team. Get into it. Would you go to Dubai with me or for a season opener against NC State?
No.
Why, dude? Think about it.
Yeah, think
about how much money we'd make.
Wait, what?
Tennessee, not us.
Oh, I was about to say, I'm like, I would.
They paid Phil Mickelson like $150 million. What do you think Tennessee football's got to be worth at least $100 million.
Maybe.
I mean, come on, that's good money. I think we go to Dubai for a home opener, Duke's Mayo Bowl in whatever the biggest city in Saudi Arabia is, or Dubai. I don't care. Yeah, I think we do that though. I'm dead serious about that. But then someone responded to me essentially like the school wasn't involved yet, and I just screenshotted the article and I was like, "This is what it says." He's like, "Well, that's not true," and I was like, "Okay, like I believe you, but like not entirely till you show me your source." And he was just like, "No, like that's not right." And I was like, "Am I misunderstanding?" And he was like, "No, it's just not right." I was like, "Why? How am I misunderstanding?" No supporting evidence, and I kept tweeting back at him. And then he
kind of said, like, "Oh,
I feel like he didn't look like a complete troll. I think he was being serious. I didn't get his sarcasm was short and sweet.
Less than 200. Your boy is not. Nope.
Oh well, I mean, I was real dumb. I didn't really get into it tonight. I gotta block me tonight, but I don't know how because I didn't troll him. He either tried to troll me or just didn't understand sarcasm. I don't know which one, but he blocked me, so I don't know. But that wasn't about that. But I was an idiot for arguing with him. I was just mad and bored tonight, so I finally replied to that guy who's tweeted at me like 3 times this week.
I have a guy that he tweets at me for baseball every time. He's the most negative person I've ever met in my entire life, or not met, but seen on here. He tweeted at me today. He said, "So is it time to hit the panic button yet, or are we going to keep pumping the sunshine?"
Maybe he listens to the show, and maybe I try to I'm definitely I'm guilty of the sunshine pumper. I mean, Landon can be a little negative sometimes.
I can.
Not like a bad. I don't even mean in a bad way. I just feel like you'll call out the bad.
Yeah, I'm a little. I feel like
sometimes
I feel like I'm real. Like I don't feel like I definitely try not to be overly negative, but I don't feel like I'm just overly positive either all the time.
And the only time I would ever say you flirt with the overly negative is in the emotional moments.
Yeah, like tonight,
during games.
Yeah,
you're gonna hit.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like
let it play.
I'll definitely say exactly what I'm thinking in that moment, but when I get to the show, I usually can calm down a little bit where I'm not trying to embarrass anybody.
Yeah, and I mean, I know. I think you're.
Yeah, I don't even know what pumping sunshine really means, but
I'll show you.
Yeah, it sounds sexual.
But the guy that I started trolling and Dylan and Joey hop in anytime, give me your opinions on maybe he was being sarcastic back to me and I never understood it. This is my stupidity for the week. I'll go ahead and read it off. Well, he blocked me. Let me grab these screenshots real quick. So this all started, that guy from LSU, do you remember him tweeting about Blake Burt's bat flip against A&M?
Yeah.
You recall that? And I tweeted, I've never seen this in baseball. Tennessee is ruining the game. Mm-hmm. I mean, you could just look at my profile picture and assume, no, I'm a Tennessee fan. So I would assume, I think a lot of people took it as sarcasm. It got several likes. So I think most people got it. And no other applause except this guy. Do you have cable TV, satellite, home television, period? I said, yes, I watch every baseball game that's ever been broadcasted. I haven't missed a pitch. You won't see this anywhere but Knoxville. Again, saying I haven't missed a pitch, I watch every baseball game that's ever been broadcasted, I think reads as sarcasm. Watch bat flip. And he tweeted at me last night about the South Carolina bat flip. That was sick. Grand slam, no doubter, freshman, and he bat flipped the hell out of it, and it was awesome. I mean, phenomenal bat flip. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Did you see that replay? Yeah. Great bat flip. Tweeted me about that one. I just ignored it. And then tonight he tweeted about the Florida one, and I'm not mad about the bat flip. That's not what I'm saying. I was just mad about the game.
Does he ever? He doesn't have a profile picture, does he?
No, he just has an M. I don't know what that means. His name is VFLGBO. His @ is Turtle38128.
Yeah, that's definitely like somebody's grandpa arguing.
No, he has to be over 50. And you'll see why later. I tweeted back, again, this has to read as sarcasm. I shouldn't have to say sarcasm. I said, sorry, watching the Masters at 8:30 at night. Some things are bigger than sports. Has to be sarcasm. He said, sorry, I thought golf was a sport. I stand corrected, but thought you didn't miss any pitch of any game. And then I just said, some things are bigger than sports, like the Masters.
You just need to keep this chain going, like as long
he blocked me. He blocked me. I know. I guess I shouldn't have said anything.
I'll do it.
Please do. Please carry it on.
No.
You can see my replies.
There's
No, I
no
need
way that
someone
guy
to-
has 200. If he doesn't have 200 followers, there is no reason.
Landon, I never clicked on his profile. I don't know.
There's no way a freaking bot with him as his profile picture has 200 followers.
Not a bot, right? I don't think that'd be a bot.
I mean,
I thought Elon was supposed to fix those.
He's
So
definitely
he did.
interesting.
This is why I think he's 50. Let me find the tweet.
exact age 50.
So over 50. He said he might be over 60 actually. So he said well, but instead the first well was Will, WE''LL. And then the middle one was well, and then the third one was Will, WE''LL. I get autocorrect, but why would it only do 2 of the 3, and why would it do the first and the last one?
Maybe
So,
it's
yeah,
just
over
Richard West, another burner account. You could just be getting got again.
Yeah,
Like,
you
pull up-
definitely got on.
Maybe, but why does he block me if he's trolling me? He's got me. He's got me in a freaking mind pretzel. Shout out to Turtle 38 120.
This is what happens when you
This
reply
dude has
back
me
to
in a
freaking
pretzel.
bots.
He has me in a pretzel. Shout out to him. Troll of the year. He got
Some
me.
people just do this. I did that on. There was a video of Scotty Scheffler, and it was him like basically hitting a shot and guessing the exact yardage it was going to go. And I like obviously entirely satirical was like, man, this guy's good. He should try PGA Tour. Or, like he should try to go pro or something like that. Or I said no. I said, oh, this guy's good. I replied to someone else saying this guy should go pro, and I was like, I just don't think he has enough to go with the big guys. And like this guy unloads on me. He's like, do you even know what you're talking about? You're talking about one of the best golfers in the world right now. All this stuff, and I'm like, you are so dumb. Do you not like? How do you not understand that? And Instagram.
That's clearly should be
Pumping sunshine,
again
Joe.
should be sarcasm. The dude won the Masters a year ago. Like should not be, and he was the best player in the world last year, by far. So yeah, I don't get it. Also, you had a great tweet today, Joey. I don't know if you guys saw it. The Greg Norman chainsaw one was phenomenal.
He was
After the 3 trees fell.
Dude,
3
what
trees fell at
the
the Masters.
heck is going on?
Dude, it is the Masters is known for their grass, not their trees. To be fair, actually, I'll take it back. They're known for the pine straw, so I guess they are known for their trees.
the craziest part is, well, one, if you watch the video, some people like literally missed it by feet. It looks like once you slow it down, there's like a new angle that got shown, and it's actually insane. But I guess this ties into my fail. This would have been my fail as of like 10 minutes before that happened, and I've kind of been on this all day. Earlier, I made the statement to some friends that majors should not have weather stoppages. Like there should be, sorry, if it's a major, play through it. If you get struck by lightning, just be better. And like, obviously the clubhouse leader is not going to get struck by lightning. Like just play better golf.
Did you watch the greatest game ever played last night or something?
No,
Francis
I'm just-
Ouimet
I mean,
hit that putt in the piss pouring rain.
yeah, I mean, I obviously withdraw that now because somebody could have gotten absolutely taken out by that tree.
You just kick the fans. You just kick the patrons.
No
out.
one
Right,
was hurt.
yeah.
It's fine. You
Patrons
can make jokes
Yeah,
about
exactly. So yeah, you're right. No one was hurt. So actually, I still stand on this.
Yeah, you should. That's a
Weather
good
delay
take.
tomorrow. It's lightning. Like, so what? You're holding a metal rod like in your hand.
And it'll never strike the same place twice,
Yeah.
so you won't have to worry about someone getting hit in the same spot. So liability's gone.
That's what I'm. They should just put-
The place you knew it was going to strike, the place you know it can strike, technically can't. So you're good. You're safe. All laws are fair.
precisely.
They can withdraw. You saw Live Tour guy walk off after 9 on Friday or Thursday.
Kevin Na?
Like, you don't have to. Yeah, Kevin Na. That's it. You don't have to play.
Yeah,
You're
I-
good.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I mean, just I don't know. It'd be cool in the U.S. Open than just like. I'm sorry, that'd be great
Brit-
television.
British Open, the weather's always worse. I don't know what we're doing in America that
See?
we can't keep up with the British.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it'd be cool. Again, if someone got hurt
Did you
today,
see
I
that?
definitely wouldn't have said that. But I'm what's still on. And look, okay, a tree falls at a golf tournament. That's like, how often is that going to happen? So now it's not due for a while. So we can at least implement this for the time being until it seems like there might be another tree falling due.
That's a good point. How
How often does
could
that happen?
Could it
10
do
years,
it?
so we're good.
Could it do it again this weekend?
I know all
That'd be
the
awesome.
fans are just like looking over their shoulder at every tree now. The
Well, I'm
rest of
not
the
within
weekend.
100 yards of a tree.
There was
tomorrow.
there was one girl that froze and got stuck between 2 that fell.
Yeah, I mean,
It was insane. Which it's funny. I mean, I would think you could hear that starting to maybe. I mean, it did come from the root, like completely uprooted.
Yeah,
so
there's no
maybe
crack in
not
the middle.
hear it going. I was golfing last weekend in that 50-mile-per-hour wind, and I pulled up to hit my ball in the fairway, cart path only after all that weather. And I heard a tree that sounded like it was going, so I just pulled up. I was like, nope, because it could right now.
Yeah, scary stuff, but makes for good television.
I shot a course record last weekend.
What was that, like 103?
Four trees on one hole.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking about.
What course?
It was awesome. I'm going to call it River Island, but for those that haven't played Knoxville much and maybe just new to it, Island Point now out in Kodak. Now, great course. They're getting back into great shape. River Island shape. It's looking good.
Yeah.
Shout out to Landon. He's got Brooksy.
Yep, plus 4,000.
He's got
baby.
He's got Brooksy. He had him from the get go, dude. Belief from the get go. No doubter.
Dude, I honestly did it because of like Joe. You mentioned it, but like everybody was saying, like, oh, he's playing like the best golf of his career. Like he's going after it. And then there was this another like wave of people were like, oh, he's not going to win it because everybody thinks he might win it.
Well, I told you
that's
why. Well, I told you I thought he was playing really good golf right now. I didn't want to bet on him because of the media hype. I didn't think that kept him from being good, but I was like, it just doesn't feel like he could with how much people are.
He still might not. He might.
No, I mean, yeah.
Away.
The argument was that
You
he's playing really well on the Live Tour right now, but because they only play so much and there's not real much competition, that was like going to be him getting all cocky and then being like, yeah, welcome to the PGA, which was great for the PGA in hindsight of like, that would look really good if he looked really good and then comes and plays with actual competitors and not dusty old Phil Mickelson and stuff. And it's like, you know. But I mean,
honestly, the only reason why I did it is because I looked at the odds of everybody like that I knew, and Brooks Koepka was a guy that people hate. So I honestly just did it because it was plus 4,000.
No, you know golf, dude. Don't deny it. You know,
I know ball.
I'm not going to unit shame, but did you put like more than $5 on it?
I put exactly $5 on
There you go. That's still plenty. I mean, for plus 4,000, 5 is the most.
What,
so.
Also, the fun part about a $5 bet like that is we were talking about when he cashes out, if he cashes out, you can just let that ride and you get all of that. Like, because the fun part of betting is hitting those long shot bets. Like, none of us bet enough money that we're like, oh, right. I just won. Except Dylan puts these insane parlays together. So it's really just the thrill.
He pays for it. It doesn't count.
Picking correctly.
I wouldn't cash. That's going to be such a great Sunday finish ride if he's still up there, dude. You're going to be on.
It's $37 right now. I'm not going to cash it, but
yeah, don't do it.
They are scared. They're usually DraftKings will not give you a cash out when you really want one, but now they're like dying for me to cash out.
So
he smoked it.
You're good, Landon. The Masters has cleared Brooks Koepka, but is he a cheater?
Yeah, sure. I mean, whatever. If you just don't get caught, don't win and get it taken from you. That would be.
Yeah, him and Morikawa both ran into some issues with rulings of moving. Well, I don't know if Koepka's were the same, but at least Morikawa was moving the ball based off placement. I didn't read too much into it, but it's not a violation or anything. What they were doing was different. So, but I wish
have you seen the full context of Brooks' video?
I didn't see much in the Brooks one. I saw a lot of the Morikawa one.
Yeah, the first clip, Morikawa's looked like ball did roll and he fixed it. I don't know if he technically fixed it correctly. Obviously, they said he did. It looked just weird. And he didn't look like he was doing it intentionally.
Yeah. Well, that was my thing is I was like, he knows what, like, he wouldn't intentionally do that with a bunch of cameras at the Masters. Like,
right.
Well, he wrote it down.
And you're not getting a leg up. You're not getting a leg up on those greens anyways, no matter what you do.
Right.
So
an inch. Yeah.
He's the one that writes everything down, correct?
No, that's
Bryson?
No, that's
what he's talking about. Bryson's the calculator.
Matthew Fitzpatrick. Sorry, I was
Fitzpatrick. Sorry,
he's the one that's got notes of everything since he was like 6.
Yes.
Yeah.
Never mind.
But Brooks, Caddy, and Brooks. Well, I don't think he was saying 5, but Brooks Caddy. A lot of people thought he said 5 with his hand. Brooks Caddy did say 5 in the direction of. Was it? Whose caddy was it? His partner on Thursday.
Who's he playing with right now? It's
Was it Lee Westwood?
Could be.
Might have been him. Anyways, his caddy yelled 5, mouthed 5 really clearly towards him. They said it was towards a TV camera or operator or commentator, which is common. So Landon and Dylan may not know this. Oftentimes, when people following the players around, they will get the club number from the caddy so that they can read it off in the broadcast like Brooks is hitting a 5-iron into the. This is where he's probably going to try to put it with a 5-iron on the green, blah blah, just so they can know what's going on. But typically, the caddy will hand them the club, turn and say it to the camera before the shot, so that the commentators know. This was after his shot, and he was facing away from the operator that was following Brooks. And so it's also a rules violation to offer players or ask for other players and caddies advice on shots. Now there's ways around it. Like you'll see on par threes, like if Tiger's up hitting right now, someone might go peek over in his bag, which isn't a rules violation.
Not there, which one they're hitting. They'll try.
And so like that's not a rules violation. Just using those clues around you, or if you catch a glimpse of the club head and can read the number. But it is a rules violation to do it. They all said that it wasn't mouthing it to him, which it's kind of dumb. It would have been a 2-stroke penalty. It is dumb, but it's also like there's so many ways to get around the rule. Like golf provides you ways to get around rules.
Yeah.
And so to like blatantly break it, I also kind of feel like you should get a 2-stroke for being stupid.
Hey, whoa. Easy now.
Don't put Len.
You try to 2-stroke me.
That's all you need, bro. Especially these soft hands Dylan's got. But yeah,
it would take two.
No, but one of my favorite things about golf tournaments is the controversy that comes with them. Yeah, I love it. And now we have cheating scandals. And we also have the Live Tour going into it. And then you get a tree falling. I mean, is this the greatest? 2 trees falling. This might be the most fun Masters of all time.
This is going to be a great second season full swing episode.
And an amateur.
Yeah. Oh, he's doing a great job. Sam Bennett, I think. Man, he's got that Brooks swagger too. This may be a swag off.
So did he win the amateur championship? Is that why he's in this?
Yeah, he won.
So if you win the
2020, Joe, he won the 2022 US Am, and so whoever wins the US Am obviously gets to play the Masters, but also is paired with the most recent Masters champion. So he's playing with Scotty Scheffler, which usually makes for like really good moments for the amateur because they get to talk to like obviously at that point probably one of the best golfers or at least the recent Masters winner. But he's outscored them both days. Both days separate. He's gone 268 rounds, so he's killing it right now. He's got the swagger. He's got a great swing, great club twirl. So he's killing it.
Yeah, and I'm hoping for a him and Brooks pairing.
That'd be so fun.
I think they could be paired tomorrow. I want a Sunday one though.
Yeah, so Rahm's over him now at 9 under and Bennett's at 8. So it'll have to see because Rahm's got to finish round 2 in the morning. So, but that's another thing. We get Masters coverage. Usually it was going to be like ESPN and stuff, and which I hate. I wish every major should have like some companies just buy out the major weeks slots and then just literally do the time for the entire day because I hate ESPN Plus and then ESPN and then CBS, and it's like
Masters.com, bro. That every major needs what the Masters
and because then like Masters.com I got to put up on my TV and then like plug in.
It is worse. It is worse on the TV, but like if you're watching on your laptop, like if you're working, it's awesome. It's the best.
But we get coverage from 8 a.m. till it's off the third round tomorrow. So
and it'll probably go until dark. They'll play till
they'll go through
light because I think Rahm's the last group, I believe, right?
He's if not second,
and he's through 9.
He's last.
Second last.
He's just not making the turn.
Yeah. So it'll be a long day. It's been fun. Have you watched any of it, Landon, or you just kept up?
No, I have. I was watching it today.
You getting your swing ready for May?
Yeah, I think I'm ready. I mean, I'm gonna have the lowest score.
You're gonna have an eraser.
You're gonna write the lowest score.
Yeah, that's the key. You just write whatever score you want.
If you just write whatever you want, you technically can shoot whatever you want.
Exactly.
Sure.
I think
judges out there.
Yeah, we should at the end of the day, everyone write down not the lowest score you can think of. We need to find a way that maybe we draw like lottery balls with just whoever has the lowest score there wins.
Or we have a lottery ball and whoever gets closest to that actual ball, like that score, they win.
I like that. Yeah, I like that because I'm not gonna go low.
So what are you gonna start the numbers at like 90 and then go up to like 150?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go realistic scores.
70.
Realistic scores only.
How many throws do I get?
Oh yeah, we'll do it like scramble tournaments. Yeah. We'll do throws, red tees. What else do they have in there sometimes? What's the string one?
Talking about closest to 10?
No, there's one there like they give you like piece of string. It might be you can use it on the green, and like if your ball is within it,
You can pick
like
it up.
from the string to the ball, it counts like towards that stroke. So if you're putting for birdie and you miss it 3 feet short, string, you buy X amount of string for $5 is how it goes at scrambles. And so that would count as a birdie made.
I've never.
They do a bunch
I
of
also
scrambles are
don't do many
weird.
scramble tournaments or anything. I usually just do just normal stuff.
Oh, this guy can play golf. My favorite one is we used to play. I haven't played in a long time. One of my buddies.
Joe, you want to play with us?
For what?
Yeah, you can play.
Yeah,
May
calm down, bro.
May 12th.
If I don't have a final,
May
which
12th.
is possible, count me in. My swing
Friday
session's
morning.
now, but all right, I'm there.
Nice brisk tee off in the morning.
There will be a few good golfers there, and it won't be the three of us.
Is it at Iguani?
Yeah,
Who will be the three?
the three of us.
There's
playing.
still be good golfers there, but it's not the three of us.
Yeah, I was asking who are the good golfers?
Wes is good.
Yep.
Deuce is good. I've never played with Keaton. I've heard he's good. Shout out to all our buds we're about to get to play golf with. Who else is
I
playing?
think Kelly.
I don't know how Blake's been playing a lot, and he can hit the ball. I don't know what he's scoring like. He's definitely better than me.
I think Brody's better than him.
Okay, but yeah, he can obviously crush the ball when he can get it squared up and everything right.
If I can keep my
So,
driver,
yeah, there's
I'll shoot all right.
confidence. That's what you need because I'm not confident at all in my golf game.
Irons are solid, bro. Irons and putter. I just can't drive for shit.
Solids or stripes?
One last.
It's stars or stripes, brother.
Huh?
Stars and stripes, not solids and
I
stripes.
know. I was making a joke.
He was playing off the solid. One last thing I'll say about the Masters. Sandy Lau, I don't know if you guys know, he won back in 80 something.
50?
Was it?
Yeah, almost 50 years ago, something like that.
Yeah. So he's. I mean, look, if I won the Masters, I'd come back till the day I literally died on the golf course, which
Right.
is honestly probably the best way to go out. But
It could be the next year via tree.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
possible.
true. I did see someone on Twitter did say, like, if you were to die, like if today was the day, getting taken out by a tree at Augusta is probably pretty cool. You probably get some cool like burial services and stuff out there. Like,
Oh, dude,
I would make them bury me right there.
oh,
Like, I
dude,
would-
my family is
Yes.
suing the shit.
oh man, I will.
In the lawsuit, it is in there that you have to be buried on these grounds.
You get to play in the
That's
Masters
part
every
of
year.
the suit.
But Sandy Lau is 19 over on the tournament. He's at 10 over on the day, and he has like an 8-footer left before they blew the horn to finish off his round. He's obviously not going to make the cut, and I'm sure he doesn't mind sticking around Augusta. Like, obviously, he'd probably not rather be anywhere else, but this dude's probably just ready to end up his week. Like, he's not making the cut. He's 19 over on the tournament. He's got
So if you win the Masters, you can play in it every year.
You get an automatic qualifier
Yeah.
every year. So
Wow.
like Tiger, who wouldn't have qualified if he wasn't a Masters winner this year, and all the all the live guys that are in it, they have automatic qualifier status from either the Masters, or if you win other majors, you get qualified for like the Masters for X amount of years. Like Brooks is, I think the latest one he won was an Open.
Yeah, it was either a U.S. Open or
And-
well, Open comes later, so yeah, I think it was the Open.
U.S. Open, yeah, sorry. And I think it's 5 years that you get
Pretty sure it's
qualified
because
for the
Cam
Masters.
Smith won the Open, the British Open. I don't remember, but yeah, there's some sort of there's different rounds. So obviously the amateurs, winners, previous winners, and then the top X amount of players like in world rankings at the time. So it's cool. We get some random people that just show up and shoot 30s, like 30 over, and go home. But I mean, dude, I'll shoot whatever. I'll go out, let me out there, and I'll drop a couple 120 stinkers. And
Yeah, especially for the price of the food and everything. Heck yeah.
Well, what did Freddie Couples end up today? He still has a couple good
he's
shots
doing
in the
well. I think
bag,
he
and
made
that's.
the cut.
Did you see him? They interviewed him and just asked him about like coming back here, and he's on the same track as Joey Boots right here. Joey Boots on the ground in Augusta. He was like, "Why would I not come back?" He's like, you'll have to like drag me out of this tournament. Like I'll be here forever." And I'm like, "No, I get that, 100%."
Yeah, he's even far right now, so he's
Good for Freddie. How old is
he's
he?
got one left to play. He is
Old.
63.
I do have one more thing for the Masters. If I can get this uploaded real quick. It's during the rain delay. It was Harmon, I think. Did y'all see this? Let me see if I can get it. Might take a second. Maybe we'll have to hit on it later for
while you're
fail or most important if y'all have them, stupidities, all that. Make up for maybe Sunday because it is Easter, guys. Shout out.
while you're pulling that video up, so I saw some people talking about they think that the live golfers have been shown a little less during this Masters. Have y'all noticed that?
I mean,
Not Brooks, because he was obviously in a feature group all day today. I watched him. I almost watched his whole round Thursday. So
yeah, I mean, I get it, but I also think naturally, one, the level of play is not there. I mean, how many of them?
Right.
I mean, they're going to go ahead and show like they'll show the people that are in contention, and then they'll show the crowd favorites, and then they'll show the guys that just have really good shots, or like if there's nothing going on, like someone with a story or something. But I mean, they've showed Phil, but yeah, I mean, I think just naturally they're gonna, for TV rights, no one wants to watch. But yeah, I mean, I agree. Cam Smith's a good golfer, and I have not seen much of him on the coverage. So I mean,
yeah, that's probably a good point. And then, but like people want to point to like Phil and compare him to Tiger, and Phil got a lot of love like while he was playing, and then his PGA was a big win, but he's never been at the buzz level that Tiger Woods has been ever.
yeah,
I shouldn't say okay. He's always like a lot of his. I'm not talking. I mean, obviously, in terms of golfer, Tiger's won much more than him, but I mean, they were competitors. A lot of Phil's like media draw was being Tiger's competitor.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
second
And
half,
so and the love that Tiger gets anywhere, but Augusta specifically, it'll never compare.
Yeah.
So, because I have seen people try to compare Phil's coverage to Tiger's, and
no, that's ridiculous.
It's not
even close, especially with Tiger's story right now. Like the car wreck, the back problems, never thinking he was going to win again. So it's just, and I do have a hot take really quick. Tiger Woods' career earnings are only 120 million. You're talking about like the best golfer to ever. I mean, I guess you can debate Jack Nicklaus, like other golfers, but I mean, most successful. We're talking. I understand golf is like a solo sport, and you get more brand deals and stuff. But like, when you look at other sports, like I mean, golf has a grip like nationwide. Look at the top quarterbacks. I mean, they're making just buku money, and I understand the difference. But like, come on, Josh Allen could tell you playing golf probably pretty much harder for him than playing quarterback. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, I mean it is crazy. Like I get where Phil's coming from in terms of his frustrations and why he went to live.
Well, yeah, when you're Phil's age, I mean,
I get that. Well, and he was a guy. He's always been a guy that's been vocal about paying the players more and getting a little bit of guaranteed pay, because if you don't make the cut, you don't get a dime, and you spent.
If you didn't know by
several days there
how much Full Swing covered the extent.
Yeah.
Right. I think they told you 3 times
every 10 minutes. If you have to shoot here to make the cut,
yeah,
you have to. You can't miss the cut.
Comes on. If you don't make the cut, you make zero money, and your week is over. It's like thanks.
Yeah, I mean, do you think they asked him that question 6 times, or do you think they just replayed the same one and just like changed his outfit?
Producers definitely like just literally have him run through that like 10 times. We're gonna use these twice in the episode.
Yeah, I love Full Swing, but man, some of the things they hit on were like, I get you have to appeal to non-golfers, but I mean, are we appealing to also just really stupid people? What are we doing?
And I get like the F1 thing, but that's like being like the steering wheel is what you use to steer the car, and that's how the drivers actually manipulate the course and turn left and right. It's like, okay, I think that was kind of borderline basic. But
Landon, do you have your Masters theme baseball cup in there?
No, it's not in here.
Okay, I am wearing my Tennessee same style, my Tennessee Masters shirt today in honor of tournament. I didn't make it tonight. They will be on deck tomorrow. Always make azaleas for phenomenal drink, by the way. And they're so easy to make. They're delicious, especially if you like. It almost tastes like a strawberry raspberry lemonade with the grenadine. It's phenomenal.
It's pretty close.
So you got to hit on that. Good stuff. If you like pimento cheese, gotta make a pimento cheese. I'm not either. I do like melted. Have you ever had melted pimento cheese on a burger?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's phenomenal. Big fan of that.
You know, we should
and then barbecue.
Next year we should make the Masters meal that they make, but like replicate it on our own.
Yeah, hopefully it's someone like Scotty again, so we can do it. If it's Hideki, I don't know who's paying for all that Wagyu, but I'm out.
I can make sushi, so
Oh, perfect. All right, we got sushi on deck. Dylan, you buy the Wagyu, and I'll eat. I'm in. Do we think the Masters dinner was as awkward as the media made it out to be?
I heard it was pretty nonchalant. Phil apparently didn't speak at all. Like he just made it like they were just basically. I think why is his name escaping me right now? The Masters dude, like the
What is his name?
yeah, I don't. I'm picturing
The guy that you only see in Butler's cabin.
yeah, it's blank on me. But apparently stood up and like kind of addressed the room and was like, "Look, this night's about Scotty. Do this, that. Like, don't worry about Liv." So I guess that counts.
Oh, it's about Scotty. Wow, I thought he would have. I thought he would have pulled like Herb Brooks. It's not about the name on the back. The name on the front is a hell of a lot more important than the name on the back. It's like this is the green jacket.
Yeah, I think he just meant like
you shut up and eat your slider in peace.
Yeah, it's just supposed to be celebrating the past winner, I guess. So, who knows?
I need a Augusta green jacket, but I can't earn it. It's not possible, so I just need to make one. Yeah, I think you missed it, Joe. I do have a Caddy's jumpsuit. Last weekend was my dog's birthday. I know a lot of people weird about they don't do dog birthdays. Last week my dog turned 10, so we're gonna celebrate in style. My girlfriend was out of town, so we're doing it this Saturday, which is perfect because I got him a Masters themed birthday cake.
Oh, that's sick.
So yeah,
I want a Masters themed birthday cake.
Has a number 10 flag for his 10th birthday, so
that's sick.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I'm gonna take a picture with. He's got a golf outfit. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good time.
If someone treat me like that
for me at least. If he could drink azaleas, he'd probably like it more. But I'll have fun.
There you go.
All right, we couldn't really get weird during the Masters. You guys got any stupidities, fails? Oh wait, I guess here's my fail. Here's the video real quick from the Masters rain delay. I did not notice that laugh in there. I would have muted that. That was terrible. But so does that surely that shot counts? What a crap! I mean, it sounded like Johnny Knoxville was in the bushes, like Jackass was back on.
Yeah, I don't.
Is it right next to him?
Yeah, I don't mean to be whatever the party pooper or whatever. I don't know that video is. I think that might have just been a shank shot, and they put that audio over because
yeah, I thought it was fake too.
Because
I thought it was the rain delay.
Well,
okay.
And it would be, but so usually if anyone with the horns within distance for you to hear it that loud and like actually mess up your shot, they'll look and make sure everyone's done their swing. Like they're not.
That makes sense.
And there are like but I mean maybe I don't know.
That makes sense because it did sound more like an actual air horn. There was, and this one may have been fake, but I saw another one that wasn't at the Masters that sounded like the actual horn you hear on course.
Yeah, it's a lower thing.
It's like it's lower. It's almost like a foghorn type deal. Yeah. So yeah, that makes sense. Well, dang it, I'm disappointed. That video made me laugh. Not like that guy, but it made me laugh. Yeah, it was.
You got
one of my favorites. Does someone have a picture in here? Do we have something fun to look at?
I can go over it quick. I don't want to go too long just because 'tis after dark. But
I didn't realize how long we've gone either. I'm having
fun. This is like so random, but I've seen all over Instagram, and it's this thing that was like on Twitter from apparently it's supposed to be Knoxville Zoo dressing up a pit bull as a lion. Jesus. But I did a deep dive search and got a little reportive on. If you look in the background, that's clearly not the Knoxville Zoo.
It's not the Knoxville Zoo. They do have Is that
it's random bamboo? So there's this dude. So that's why the Knoxville Zoo is actually called Zoo Knoxville, because the Knoxville Zoo doesn't exist in terms of that name. And so apparently this dude just like has the copyright name for Knoxville Zoo and just makes up a bunch of fake stories about Knoxville Zoo. So
that is
kind of cool. I kind of want to try that with like.
Does he have a website?
No, I don't think so. It's just like, but if you look up, you can find like little weird stories about Knoxville Zoo that are. I mean, that picture is clearly like some random dude's backyard or something.
So does Tennessee have its own Tiger King? What was his name?
Joe Exotic.
Joe Exotic.
Maybe that is Joe Exotic. Yeah.
Landon.
No, he's into pit bulls.
Is it Carol Baskin? Landon would love
Carol
to go see
Baskin's
Carol
husband,
Baskin.
actually. He's running Pitbull.
He's
Oh, I
he's
forgot.
alive.
He is alive.
That was fake.
Yeah, I think it's
Wait,
he's not.
let's
He's
just
not
say
in
it's
the
real.
Bahamas. It's real.
It'll
Though.
be more fun.
I thought he's in Mexico.
It was fake, but I think it's,
Maybe
we're gonna go.
You would know. You love Carol Baskin.
Dude, I'll kill her.
You know better than me.
I'll kill her.
I forgot to ask this year. I've been DMing her Facebook group, the Cat Rescue. Is that what it's called?
Big Cat Rescue.
Big Cat Rescue.
Big Cat Rescue. I've been DMing her since 2020. I guess I didn't do it this year, so 2 years. Asking her to wish Landon happy birthday. I'll do because I figured she seems like a cash grabber, so I figured she'd be on Cameo, and I would pay.
I'm pretty sure she was on Cameo. Is she not?
She wasn't when I looked in 2021 and 2022.
I could have sworn she was.
But she has been on Dancing with the Stars since then, so maybe she's into the cash grab now, like full on into it. Landon, you're gonna get a good happy birthday.
Landon, she's on Cameo.
Yeah.
How much is it?
$250.
$250? I'm sorry.
Jeez.
I thought it'd be like $100.
This man just said bukus of money.
I lied. Fun fact.
We'll pay $250. Hey, we'll do a GoFundMe if anybody wants to donate. So we can get Carol Baskin wish Landon
Dude,
nice little happy birthday.
If you donate to the volunteer club, I'll match for Landon's
There we
birthday
go.
wish.
There
And
you
Carol
go.
Baskin.
I'll do that too. Not actually. Don't hold me to that. We're gonna get a bunch of tweets that are like, "Hey, I donated. Where's Landon's birthday wish for Carol Baskin?" I think it's
You could go on. You could dance with her, dude. She's a professional dancer now. It'd be a great birthday gift. I don't know why you're so mad.
She
about
throwing ass?
Yeah.
Are you catching it?
Throwing,
Yo, catching it.
she went from throwing pussies around to throwing
Whoa.
ass around. Isn't that another name for cats? Am I wrong? Dang, Landon. I know it's more important just after dark, but you ain't got to think like that.
Whoa.
we need Nancy Pelosi on Dancing with the Stars.
She's going pelvis first.
Is Nancy Pelosi? Was she like Hillary Clinton? Did she have some hot ears?
I think so. I could have sworn I saw people like.
Dude,
raising with
I
their
listen.
pictures.
You wonder about Bill Clinton, like how he ends up with Hillary. Have you seen her in college? She had to be one of the best looking girls in Arkansas. Had to
He
be.
looked weird when he was. I saw actually just a throwback picture of him today. Oh wait, I put old.
Old William. No,
I mean,
out on Pelosi.
it's all black
Full
and
on
white,
out.
so hard.
Do either of y'all have some stupidities? If I'm gonna, and I'm also, if you have most important or fails, you can read those off just in case Sunday. I know it's not looking like it's gonna happen. Sorry, Landon. I'm gonna celebrate the Jesus Christ, the resurrection of Jesus Christ. No big deal.
Yeah.
I did see a funny. Have you all gotten into the side of TikTok worship fails?
Nope.
Some of them are awesome. It's people in worship services doing or saying things wrong. And this guy, I guess last year on Easter Sunday, into a microphone at church, talked about how they're there to celebrate the erection of Jesus Christ.
Whoa.
When I tell you I cackle. I mean, if Landon heard that in church, I don't know if he'd stop laughing.
There'd be no way.
No shot.
One time, a pastor said peaches, and I lost it.
In what context? Just said it?
I probably wasn't paying attention, if we're being honest, which is bad on my part, but it just said peaches, and I don't know why it just set me off, but dude, it was so funny.
I don't remember what me and Emily were talking about the other day, but I was like, something came up, like something funny was said, talking about something like funny being said at a funeral, and you're not really supposed to laugh hard, just courteous laugh kind of deal. And I was like, I could never go to a funeral with Landon, ever. Because I know it wouldn't even necessarily it would be the most inappropriate time. And I'm going to laugh at Landon's laugh.
Dude.
Like, I can't help it. So I can never go to something
Just
like that ever.
Like silence, like dead silence, I cannot.
I can't do it either. I got kicked out of a review this past exam review this past week. I can't when I'm not supposed to laugh, I can't not laugh. It's not possible. And I'll crack myself up. Nobody else can be laughing with me, and I just crack myself up.
Yeah.
I'll think of something random, and I'm just like over there cackling.
Landon's ability to make people laugh before him, and it gives him an excuse to laugh, is pretty incredible. Like, you can just make eye contact with somebody, they'll start laughing, and then Landon will start laughing. And then it'll be a continuous cycle. It is
It's
wildly
contagious.
impressive. Truly it is. Not, in a good way, but also you're going to get me in trouble like the lunch table, Brody.
That wasn't me.
Be back in those days. You laughed and then I laughed. I only laughed because Landon laughed. That's been my life.
Cap. I do have a stupidity real quick. It's a Matt Moscano. He covers LSU, so obviously he's a moron.
This might have been the guy that started my Twitter feud.
He said, immeasurable respect to the late Pat Summitt and the great Gino. But with this win, Kim Mulkey has cemented her place as the greatest women's coach ever. In an era of increasing parity, she has built 2 different programs into national champions. Kim Mulkey is the GOAT.
Disagree.
That sounded like a real fart.
Did it?
Yeah.
Hey, how bad has my sound been all before I complain about Kim Mulkey?
It's been fine.
My microphone hadn't been on the whole time, so that's been my laptop.
Sounds fine. Sounds the same now.
Yeah, that's an absurd take.
She's won 2?
She's won 2. And credit to her, she's done it at 2 different programs, but not 2 programs that it would be impossible to win a title at.
Yeah. She was at Baylor forever, and then she took LSU has been good.
And she had someone that, especially in college, was considered the greatest women's basketball player of all time.
Yeah.
Now
Angel Reese thinks she is the greatest basketball player of all time.
How about Angel Reese saying she wouldn't go to the White House and Kim Mulkey was like, yeah, we're going. Or I'm going, I guess is what she said.
Yeah.
I hate Angel Reese.
Dude, it's like I didn't really have too much. I wouldn't have followed Caitlin Clark around. I didn't have too much of a problem with her, her in-game antics, but not celebrating with her team is kind of weird. But
it's weird.
The fact that she keeps having trying to defend herself, and then she just never talks about her you won the championship. Why are you not celebrating? Why do you feel like you have to defend yourself? If you have to defend yourself so much, I feel like you were kind of in the wrong.
Yeah, which I still don't. I'm mad at Angel Reese because I didn't see the full context of the video like you. I don't remember who sent it later and said, "Oh, well, I changed my mind," and I was kind of with that. I'm still not in the boat of classless kind of deal. I'm not whatever. I feel like that's just. Also, I'm a Tennessee baseball fan, and I've seen some crazy antics. Still probably not that bad, but seen some crazy antics. But I'm with you, Landon. Weird is the right word.
Yeah.
You won you didn't just beat Iowa in a regular season game. You just won the national championship.
And also, going to a player that scored 30 points and you scored 15 is really weird, too.
Yeah, maybe she didn't like all the hype Caitlin Clark was getting, but I feel like Angel Reese had a lot of hype too going into the game.
Yeah,
right.
I don't mind it's not the actual classless part. I think she, again, we're Tennessee fans. I'll take flipping the bird every baseball game I can get. Admiral Schofield fucking taking the ball down and dunking with that's classless as hell, but I'm here for it all day.
Yeah, I think just ignorance of her just thinking she was disrespected this whole time.
Yeah,
I think she thinks she's like LeBron or something, and then everyone actually says, "Wow, you are one of the best players we've ever seen, and you just deserve all the context." And
her pant leg does piss me off. That one sleeve down there, I think it's her right leg. God, it makes me mad.
Right after she said, "I don't take disrespect lightly." Caitlin Clark did not disrespect you.
It wasn't even about her.
Yeah, she disrespected the ref by throwing the ball behind her. You hand it to the official. You're taught that at a young age, Landon.
I don't know. What a moron.
And
then she was hanging out with John Morant. Probably not the best time to be hanging out with John Morant right now.
I think John Morant should be laying low for a while. I think he's wanted for a few things.
Probably.
Been meaning to talk to him about that. Jordan Beck, I don't love the flipping off round in first, but man, what a great image it is. I would be lying if I said I don't love that image. Same for oh my gosh, who flipped off Bama?
Rashawn Golden.
Yeah. Rashawn Golden, don't love that because we were getting our ass handed to us and it was a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, that's a bad look.
You've seen the sticker. I love it. I love the thought. It's a thought that counts. It's a thought that counts.
It's the memories. It makes memories.
It's a thought that counts, absolutely. So yeah, thankfully, how does Jordan Beck? I'm shocked he didn't get tossed for that. But also umpires, we were also talking about this with someone earlier today. Umpires which Drew Gilbert maybe saying you're effing terrible, that can get you tossed. But when they're like, you can't say another word, that's just too much power. How do they have so much power?
Yeah.
Let them talk their shit.
Is it the blue? Is blue too regal of a color? They don't even wear blue. They're just called that.
Which there was one tonight that literally was arguing with Frank Anderson. He was like, "Am I right? Am I right?" And I'm like, "Good." I mean, like there is definitely like a power trip issue with umpires in college sports, and maybe it's all sports, but I see it kind of firsthand with college sports.
Well, they're very spotlighted.
It's like you're not in professional sports, so like you have to act like you have some sort of power over amateur sports.
Which it's a little bit different in college baseball, not the same market, not the same amount of money made. How college football refs, and probably at least like Power 5, I guess not Power 5 in college basketball, but those refs aren't full-time employees is baffling. Billion-dollar industries. Just dudes working. I guess college basketball are. They're still terrible. But
how much you even get
college
paid
football?
ref?
How much you get paid?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
It's not as much as
I mean, to be fair, when you're coaching freaking Pop Warner, not enough. I mean, that's got to be the worst. You can hear every dumb parent and then dumb volunteer coach. Pop Warner should be the big bucks, man. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah. No, I could never
Crap you got to deal with.
ref where it's kids or even adult leagues. There'd be too many.
Some of the you could not ref adult league. There's no chance. Which we got talking about that. I mean, Landon, you may have heard this story. I know Joey hadn't. We had a guy in soccer get yellow carded. The ref said something like, another word, I'm going to red card you, which is dumb. You shouldn't be able to red card for that. And then the guy was like, just give me a red. I want to, just give it to me. I want a red. And he red carded him. I'm like, that you can't kick someone out of a game. And then in soccer, you go down a man for him saying that. Like, that's not how the rule book works. You don't get to do that. And he was like, he asked for it. And I was like,
okay.
That's not how the rules work. That's not it. You're supposed to de-escalate the situation, you moron. And now you've escalated me. I am escalated.
Quickly.
Seems right.
And then Dylan probably got yellow carded too. I don't remember. I was too mad about the red card.
Hey, I always stop after the yellow. You gotta test the waters though.
Not the warning before the yellow. Just you wait for the card to come out.
Oh, you gotta show them you're serious too. You know.
Isn't a yellow basically a warning?
And basically, yeah.
It is, but almost always, unless it's something like, because usually up to a yellow, you're gonna tell them, "Hey, next time X and X happens, you're getting a yellow card." It's pretty rare. It's got to be a pretty vicious tackle or you say something to the ref or to immediate yellow card. You usually get a warning before the yellow. Yellow's like next one, you're gone type deal. Quit arguing balls and strikes. That's a weird rule to me too.
Yeah.
Isn't that part of the game, working the crew? Dusty May, floating in the rugby thing before the game.
You think?
I don't know. Dylan, you got any stupidities? Anybody want to hit on fails or most importance?
I don't.
In case we don't get around.
Off the top of my head.
Landon, how are you feeling about the nachos? What's our how do we move forward from this?
I'm gonna keep doing my part.
My man, I'm just making sure. You gotta stay true to yourself. Don't be like me.
Definitely go to the gym tomorrow though to kind of cancel some of those out. But yeah.
Again, better man than me. I'll love to see it.
Somebody was like, "You're like a nacho connoisseur, aren't you?" And I'm like, "It's my favorite food." So
frozen pizza.
You're not a nacho connoisseur. You get the exact same kind of nachos at just different restaurants.
That's a nacho connoisseur. You just described a nacho connoisseur.
What else do you want, Dylan?
It's not like you're trying different types of nachos. Yes,
this man has had nachos in every corner of the world. You watch your mouth.
Yeah.
No, he just knows what nachos.
You come at me
exactly one
in my nacho world. This is nacho world. It's mine. Nachos.
Will you do a blind taste test like I did for Dr. Peppers? Will you try and see if you can guess like restaurants?
Oh yeah, I can do that.
We'll throw in Lindsey Nelson in there too to get you comfortable.
I am getting used to they switched up the cheese a little bit, but I'm getting used to it. It's more like a queso.
It is
now.
not. It is nice you're not eating stadium cheese. That stuff's got to be way worse than queso they have.
Yeah.
Like in the or like the
Less
stadium
plastic.
ones they have in the actual stadium. Yeah.
Are they
for sure.
are they round trips at Lindsey Nelson? Round chips like the.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the triangles. You get more of a, but also the circles are a little better surface area, like in terms of like wholeness on the chip. So
My favorite ones are the ones that are like folded like a taco.
okay, yeah.
And like, dude, those are bomb.
Has there ever been a chip innovation like the scoops though?
Scoops changed the game.
I'm not a big fan of scoops.
Oh,
See, I like
Oh,
I would like the scoops a lot more if one side didn't have like the edge to it.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
you
like
gotta,
a
you gotta be able to
sport-
get it up off the
type
plate.
deal.
Yeah.
Well, and the problem is too is like I'm big, jar of salsa in the fridge and just like 1 bite, 2 bites out of it. Problem is when that jar starts getting low, then you got to go bowl. And to get a bowl out to eat 2 chips, it's wasteful. And I'm a big scoops guy. So yeah, I'm with you. Spork it up.
Yeah.
I don't know because I don't have that problem. The salsa I get, it's in like a container that's wide enough for me to dip the chip in all the way to the bottom.
Oh yeah, I mean if you get the restaurant salsa, like the nice stuff you shop at Brentwood Kroger, of course you always get the nice stuff. But yeah, no,
It's a Whole
that's
Foods
ideal.
guy.
But listen, I'm not too good to eat Tostitos. Like
I get the Tostitos thin and crispies. The chip.
I'm talking about the salsa.
I get
Salsa.
that from time to time too, but Jack's Special Salsa, you should try that out. I mean, it's practically the same price as Tostitos.
Whatever the corn salsa or no, it's got like mango salsa from Sam's Club, banging.
Mango salsa is really good. I don't know if it's the one from Sam's Club, but there's one from Costco that's mango salsa, and it's
Banging.
It is so good. It is like a whole different game changer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Have you had the low salt Tostitos chips?
Mm.
I think they come in like a yellow bag.
No, if I'm going full chips, I want
Give me
all
the sodium.
salt,
Load
man.
me up.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Listen, I'm not a health nut. Like, come on, look at me. They're good though. They're good. I'm not kidding. They don't taste low salt, which shocked me.
my question is, why are you getting
Emily-
salt chips?
I don't buy them. I have bought them since I've had them, but originally Emily bought them. She also got us low carb. We had tacos last night, low carb taco shells. I was like, what are we doing?
That's fair.
What is this?
Because like the taco's not 50-50. I mean, when you're eating a chip and dip, it's 50-50 there. I mean, it maybe 60-40, but you can't have a bad quality chip for a nacho taco. They kind of gets washed.
It's not bad. They were good, but when I initially saw them, I was like, what are we doing? But they were fine. They were good. See, chips though, I would say I agree with you, but these are good.
I think the older I get,
You gotta trust me.
the more I like crunchy over soft.
Mm.
Tacos?
Yeah.
I like having if I can get both, I like both. And then there's some
Like
Mexican
tortilla.
restaurants that the crunchy is garbage. Not at the same time. No, but if I can get one crunchy, one soft, bang it.
I would like
want
a crunchy shaped taco that just didn't crack apart. Like I wish it was a little softer. You have to let them get a little soft.
You want to know a TikTok life hack I found?
What?
You get
making the tacos.
you get a cheesy roll up from Taco Bell,
Mhm.
and then you get a crunchy taco, and you make it like a gordita crunch.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Dude, could step that up and get the Doritos Locos tacos.
Mm.
Yeah, you could do that too. Yeah.
Yeah, but Landon doesn't pay for that. He's dollar menu only.
No,
Well, what is it now? $1.75 menu?
Yeah, and they took the beefy Sweetos burrito off, dude.
Taco Bell is like expensive now.
no.
Yeah,
Everything's
yeah.
expensive, but Taco Bell, you can still eat there. Like I can get full off $10.
I mean, yeah, but I could also get full.
That's a lot more than
other
you used to.
places.
Like where? Where are you getting full off $10?
Chick-fil-A.
No,
Dude,
hell no.
$10 at Chick-fil-A is
Hell
getting
no.
a drink.
Dude,
You can do
if you get the
$10
cool
for
wraps
Chick-fil-A.
and you get fries, that's plenty of food.
If you get what?
The cool wraps and fries.
What's
You're
a
getting wraps
cool
at
wrap?
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah,
Can't be doing that. It's
Oh,
part
What
of
is a cool wrap?
I've never even heard of it.
Cool
It's
whip.
a-
cool wrap. It's literally
What do you mean a cool wrap?
Cool whip.
You don't look at the menu to go Chick-fil-A. You either get nuggets or a Sammy. Like that's
Yeah,
how
what are you doing? Oh, he's at the Brentwood Chick-fil-A. They don't have that.
Listen, if you
Dude,
get
I
the
will
nuggets,
say,
you don't get enough food. I agree that you can't get full
100%.
nuggets there, but that's why I get the cool wrap.
That's why you just get a big double tray from Cookout and call it a day, dude. You're getting
yeah, for real.
Dude, but they went up in price too, didn't they?
They did. It's like $7.95 for a double big tray now.
Damn.
Scamming me
That's
over here.
killer. That sucks.
Heads.
Our college kids living these days,
Yeah.
dude.
Those double cheese bites are getting a little less volume of cheese.
Landon, you don't like salads, do you?
I mean, I'm not a salad connoisseur.
Grilled chicken salad at Chick-fil-A, it's massive. You'll get full off that if you really need to get full
Yeah.
from Chick-fil-A, and it's
Also,
$7.
I don't take
$7 for the salad.
It's
I don't
huge.
think I
It's
couldn't
massive,
get
man.
full.
It comes with chicken on it. Don't.
How much
What are we
chicken?
doing?
How much chicken we talking?
I mean, you're getting like probably 6-7 nuggets. on it.
Landon's definitely
Cut
a
up.
meat and potatoes kind of guy.
Oh, for sure. Dude.
Hey, I won't hate on meat and potatoes, dude.
I mean, yeah, but you got to mix in some veggies every now and then.
Oh, dude,
You sound like Emily right now.
I love some fried okra. You want to throw some fried okra in there?
Man,
sign
going
me
to the
up.
gym and eating like shit.
Dog, someone gave us fried okra the other day. Bang. It was some of the best fried okra I've ever had. Phenomenal. Also,
Okra doesn't really have a
air fryer.
Bro, don't
Really?
you come at me when you're getting a cool wrap from Chick-fil-A?
What's wrong with that?
First of all, I've never even heard of that.
I told you I get it
I've had
because
them-
it's more food than what the nuggets offer.
I've had them. You've never seen a Chick-fil-A tray like someone brings it with the cool wrap. They're pretty good. I've never ordered
Oh,
one by
no,
myself.
yeah,
But I've
I've
had them off the
seen
tray.
Just the little ones?
Well, they come in bigger if you order them by themselves, I think. But yeah, the trays with those.
Ain't no way.
Those are the
that's
cool
enough
wraps.
food. Ain't no way.
It's not doing it for me.
I'm saying it's
Dude,
more
I-
food than the nuggets offer.
That's more food than 12 nuggets.
I believe that. Those nuggets will go in a quick minute.
Probably. It's probably close.
It does look like a
Probably
thick
pretty
tortilla
close.
they're using. I do see that.
Dude, talking about things that got expensive and that I love, Moe's. I ate at Moe's the other day. One person, I got a what's the thing down from a side of queso, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess they said it was cheaper with a drink. I can't imagine what it would have been. It was $14.
Yeah.
One person.
They quantity you up though, dude. Those Moe's bowls way bigger than Chipotle's.
Hey, you do get a lot of food.
Well,
But it's like $14.
dude, like you can't even go to a freaking food truck anymore. Good God.
You never could, really.
I mean, it's like,
Especially if you talk about getting full. If you're getting full, you're paying a crap ton of money.
it's like $20.
Yeah, it's stupid. That's what. And then the other place I love that's expensive is crap. I'll never eat there, especially by myself again. Five Guys.
Oh, that's so
Which-
good though. It's almost like you're treating yourself. You know you're
No, for sure.
Like
I
a
mean, we were
spa
talking
day?
about it.
yeah, literally.
Yeah. Oh, it was a good meal. I got over the money pretty quick, to be fair. But then I got home and kind of just sat in sadness for a little while at that. But we talked about it before the show, Joey. My girlfriend doesn't eat burgers, so we've never had a reason to go to Five Guys. Landon doesn't like hanging out with me. Dylan moved too far away, so I had to go by myself.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can't go to Five Guys and not get fries. That's the
No.
problem. And you have to eat two people to really justify getting fries. So I did get small fry, smallest one they have. They still, load you
Which
up.
is they're still not
many
going to
fries.
skimp you though.
How was their cool wrap?
Pretty good. And then I got it just like a normal cheeseburger and $22.
Damn.
That's crazy.
I thought she was joking. I was like, I mean, I'm gonna have to put this on my credit card. Think I'll get flight
Can I
miles?
take
I mean,
out
what's
a
going
loan?
on? Yeah, you guys got a loan officer in the back. to meet
Speaking of
with?
that, fell on TVA. Like I tried to set up that business account like a week ago, and
We haven't heard from him.
I emailed them the other day, and then they just like never emailed me back.
Oh, they tried. I got a call from TVA the other day. I thought someone was trying to scam me, so I told them to F off and hung up. Maybe that's what that was.
In fairness, at Five Guys,
I'm just
their
kidding. That
small
didn't
is still
happen.
$9, and I think it's actually kind of a scam because you always say, "Dude, I only got a small fry and they loaded me up." Well, you paid $8.50 for it. They better fill the damn bag if it's just potatoes in a fryer. I mean, you do get free peanuts.
That's a bonus.
I mean, that's worth at least $1 or $2 because they're pretty damn tasty.
But you do have to go at a busy time of day to really get your worth from the peanuts. Otherwise, because they're fast, man, they move you in and out of there, and you can only eat like maybe if you're lucky 10 peanuts on a non-busy day. So you got to go in there when it's packed. Get everything.
I like Mooyah better than Five Guys.
Mooyah's good. Culver's
that's a hot take.
Culver's.
That's a hot take.
I've never had it.
Good. It's not the same burger.
I've had Mooyah.
It's not the same.
Mooyah shakes are damn good though.
Dude, I went to Blue Moose. They got a new one in Maryville.
Good.
It is good.
Good. That's good to hear.
They got this thing. It's like if you can't decide if you want wings or a burger, you can get both.
Oh, it's like Zaxby's. Heck yes.
Dude, it's good.
I had Zaxby's tonight.
That's pretty cool.
So did you get wings?
My meal.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Boneless or traditional?
Boneless.
Oh god.
Dude, their boneless is huge. They're like they're like this big.
I won't call that a hot take because I don't eat bone-in wings at restaurants like there. Like if wings isn't your thing,
I was also going back to work and I wasn't trying to
get messy.
I understand that, but I can't do that.
The only place you should eat boneless is Buffalo Wild Wings because their bone-in suck. But
they're
talking about expensive.
Bone-in.
Yeah, I should have.
I
should have clarified. I should have clarified. Buffalo Wild Wings, while they are a wing place, they're not a wing place. And so I do get boneless there, yes.
They're the poor, expensive man.
They're still not good,
and they won't even put the game you want on.
And the one in I think Maryville it is, all the TVs just look old. Like they're all like blurry and
they're like this thick, dude. They're really like 2013.
The last time we had a draft at Buffalo Wild Wings was the last time that I've gone. Because
probably the last time I went too.
They do have a fun little draft kit and stuff, but the problem is we had that one on like a Monday night, so it wasn't a ton of fun. You got to go on like a Saturday night, Friday night. But they take care of you. They are good about that stuff. Shout out to them.
Culver's never lets me down for a burger. If I'm going for a burger and it's like drive through, I'm Culver's is out of the way for me. But
yeah, which one do you go to?
Usually it's just going out, so I go on the Kingston Pike one.
Oh, okay.
That's all the way out of Main Event.
Yeah.
Where's the other one at?
There's one in Maryville too.
Very good.
Yeah, I've gotten the one.
That's of course you know that, Dylan.
Dude, I have family that lives in Farragut. Jeez.
That doesn't make it better.
the Brentwood of Knoxville.
The cool raps out there are crazy, dude.
Hey, speaking of my family, my aunt and uncle went to the Masters yesterday.
Did they really?
It's a fail?
The first round.
It's a fail?
No, I said just speaking of my family.
Just speaking of the wealth that's plowing through. But it's cool. We all watch it on TV with like 3 different providers. It's cool.
Yeah, that's how I had to do it. I don't have any of that wealth. It'd be nice.
Yeah, Dylan went. Inflation started. He moved to freaking Nashville. He wasn't scared of it at all.
Fastest growing city in America. Sign me up.
Hey, I don't have to deal with any of the traffic. I've got like a 5-minute commute to work. If I get stuck at the one red light I got to go through.
Is that on your bike? Surely you're not driving a car around Brentwood. That's got to be a bike.
No.
He's got a moped.
So it's more important issues after dark. My drive to work is like maybe 1.5 miles. Maybe. I got pulled over like a month or 2 ago for having too dark of tint.
Yeah, you're in the wrong. Yeah, dude, your car is definitely a Vestal car, and you're trying to drive around Brentwood. You're gonna get pulled over a lot.
They saw my Knox County tags and probably the dark tint, which it was. He got out the tool. It was definitely too dark, but I tried to spin zone it and was like, "Well, I got it from the dealership like this. Can they sell me a car with illegal tint?" And all he says was, "I don't know. That's a good question." And then he's like, "I'm not going to give you a ticket because you obviously didn't know." And he's like, "Nobody in the city will probably give you a ticket for it either." I'm like,
why'd you pull me over?
Like, you just wasted 20 minutes of my morning. I'm not going to go off if I'm not going to get a ticket about it. But yeah, and literally a 1.5 mile drive got pulled over.
How are you going to put that on Ted Russell Nissan like that? They got a reputation to uphold.
I don't think it was Ted Russell.
They got it going on.
That's the only one I know of. The name. I was trying to think of the guy that does.
It was Rocky.
5,500 down, Brandon.
Oh, that's Jason Ferris.
Jason Ferris for the people.
For the people.
No,
the best one's Valentine's Day when he's like, yes, yes, oh yes.
Dang, I haven't listened to Knoxville radio in a long time because I don't know that one.
Knoxville car commercials never lose.
Dude,
I got to
how are they
interview.
so good?
I had to interview him in college. That was one of our like capstone projects. Was to interview like a business owner. And
Does he talk like that?
And you
oh
chose
yeah,
Jason
he's
Ferris?
exactly the same guy.
I
Well,
love that guy
it's
so
in
much.
Jeff City. Like his dealership's in Jeff City.
Oh, I thought it was Oak Ridge. I didn't know he was Jeff City.
Yeah.
Okay. Or does he have two?
Maybe he does have more than one.
I thought I remember there being an Oak Ridge part of that. Maybe I know there's someone else though.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like right off 11E. Yeah.
I love that guy. I need to know that he's impacted my life so much. I really need him to know that. You talk about mopeds though. Today we were working at a house and I see this kid fly by on one of those scooters that you sit on. So not a moped, but you know how you can have that like attachable seat to electric scooters. He's on one of those. See him flying by. I turn around, get in the truck, and I hear just like a crash, and I immediately I hear something hit the pavement. Immediately know what happened. Scooter's in the ditch somehow. Kids like almost to the middle of the road, just like slow getting up. And I was like, "Are you okay?" He was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And I was like, "Are you sure?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm good." And then didn't even get back on his scooter, just walked home. I was like, that dude's hurting if he didn't even get back on.
That's a walk of shame.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I still don't know. He said, what did he say? He was like, it didn't turn fast enough. I was like, what does that mean? Did you try to turn your body? What happened?
It might have been drifting a bird scooter.
Maybe, dude. It was a hard wreck. It had to hurt so bad. It was. I did laugh, but after he was
naturally,
I laughed at him. Yeah.
Well,
that was a
this is my longest episode we've ever done.
I know.
After midnight, so
dude, I'm having fun. I mean, more important issues after dark. We did get weird.
We're in the AM.
Yeah, we are.
I would like to apologize to all of our sponsors and all the families out there that listen to this podcast. I said something I regret terribly. It was the word ass. Nothing that came before it or after it, just that word. And I'd like to apologize.
I'm not apologizing for anything.
Just to be clear, he was also talking about Big Cat Lady. I don't know why. Just
Carol Baskin.
I don't apologize for that. You're gonna have to teach your kids about the birds and the bees in one day. Might as well start tomorrow when you listen to this.
Start with Carol Baskin.
The more important issues.
Don't kill your significant other words afterwards.
Oh shoot! I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm sorry. Last thing, and we'll get off here. I have not read this full story.
Gotta see where this one.
I have not read this full story, so I do not know the full context.
Let's just wait.
No, we react to the dumbest things. So a contestant on Family Feud, he was accused of killing his wife. He was on Family Feud years and years ago. I don't know if y'all seen this story.
Oh, I saw
it. Here was his answer on Family Feud. I didn't know.
Is it the porcupine guy?
Sorry. So yeah,
said I do.
And now the question was, what's the dumbest thing you did at your wedding? He said, sorry, honey, but said I do. And now he's accused of killing his wife. And I'm like, I mean, I don't know if he did it or not, especially if he didn't do it. He's like, why the hell did I go on that TV show with Steve Harvey?
He meant it.
Like, what was I doing? So,
dude,
I feel that
somehow
though.
got found.
The other night we're
no.
The other night we were coming home, and I was like, "Hey, we should go egg Deuce's house." And like I sent him.
How old are you?
I sent him, or actually, my wife said that, so I like filmed her saying that and sent it to Deuce. And we got home. Like we obviously didn't do it. We got home. I was like, "What if like somebody did like go egg their house? Like he's gonna know it was me."
I thought you were regretting marriage right now. I was like, we've got to end the show.
Yeah, don't
before you get in too much trouble.
Not yet, anyway.
See, that's even saying that someone's gonna clip that in like 5 years when something goes wrong.
Oh, are you kidding me? I'm clipping it tonight. That's gonna be our show listen out
she
there.
She probably regrets it, but it's all right.
She loves you, Landon. I think.
Yeah.
Who do you think she loves more? Cara. That's their celebrity name. Carly and Kaya, or you?
Oh, Carly and Kaya for sure. Like she's literally told me, she's like, if anything ever happens to these dogs, just bury me next to them. I'm like, well, don't like to hear that because I know the lifespan of a dog.
That's yeah. My dog likes Emily more than me, and Emily likes Brutus more than me. So it's a tough life for me, but I'll make it.
Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, I'm just a dishwasher at this point. I'm as good as a machine.
Are you better?
Dude. So cleaning a dishwasher, I did a deep clean of it. It is amazing how much better it works after that. Like I did hard deep clean the filter, went in, scrubbed everything.
There's
I
a
got
filter?
one of those pods.
I saw that
Scary,
on
isn't it?
TikTok. There's a filter in your. I never knew that.
Yeah, I'm kind of like looking back at all the crappy dishwashers I've had over my life, thinking
Are you the problem?
I've never cleaned it. I didn't clean a filter till the last house I lived in. That was the first time I did it. And but I did this one. And they also sell a pod. I don't know if it's just like more soap or like tougher soap, like what it is. And then you have to run it on like a full cycle, like the longest, toughest cycle they have. And oh my gosh, it's like sparkling clean, and it's washed the dishes 10,000 times better. So this is an advertisement for them. They paid me to say that. I'm a dishwasher influencer now.
Nice.
Yeah. So
There we
You have
go.
to send me that process.
it's not difficult. It didn't take me long. Now cleaning an oven, F every bit of that. My oven's just
You
going to
just
stay
have
dirty.
self-clean?
Yeah, but this oven was previously used, and my guess is the person never cleaned it, by the looks of it. So it is filthy. And then it's also a gas stove. Cleaning a gas stove is terrible. It is awesome. Gas stoves are awesome, or gas stoves are awesome, but
You have an air fryer?
cleaning around like the crates. I do have an air fryer.
I use that instead of an oven. The only thing I make in the oven is pizza because it's too big for the air fryer.
Well, we like to cook, Dylan, so we like using our oven. Sue me.
I'm saying you can cook it the same way in the air fryer. Is what I'm
How
saying.
many cool wraps you making in that air fryer?
We can't all afford to pay $12 to eat
Dog.
at Chick-fil-A.
He's the one that got me the air fryer.
Dude, they're a game changer. They are.
I got you the air fryer?
Landon.
Oh. So Raven bought it. I thought you said me, and I was like, that means Emily bought
I
it.
say Landon. I should specify. It was definitely a Raven. I don't think Landon.
I saw it on your registry, so I got it.
Landon was actually watching baseball instead of coming to our wedding shower.
Softball. Thank
But,
you.
I did not get an invite to either of my house. There was no mail for me, so I am suing you for emotional distress. Don't worry. That same weekend, I also didn't get invited to Jacob's baby shower, and his mom texted me on like Friday night telling me about it. So
I didn't get
Yeah,
an
don't worry,
invite
it's
to
okay.
that, and his mom didn't text me, so he just missed out on a gift.
it's almost better to not even be told you didn't get invited, Dylan.
You did get invited, though. I told you that.
But I also never got an invitation. So what do you guys say? Was I invited?
I didn't send the invitations.
That's fair, but what do you all say? I did not get an invitation. Was I invited?
It's Chad.
All right, we're gonna cut it here.
What about Dennis? Is Dennis invited?
To what?
Your wedding?
Yeah, he's DJing.
Perfect. Good. He won't text Mandy the day of to ask, or me to ask if he should ask Mandy.
All right.
All right. It's been long. It's been fun. This can't be a regular thing. I'm too old. But we may need to hit up.
Yeah, my back is soaking wet from this hoodie that I'm wearing in this house right now.
You could have changed.
Well, it wasn't that. It's only been wet for like an hour.
Oh, from sweat?
Yeah, like it's hot in here.
I've been on a bed for
All
the
that
past
damn
2
fried
hours.
chicken you ate, you eat some Cool Wraps, you might be a little cooler.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening.
We're doing this again, by the way. I don't know
Yeah.
when. I don't know how.
We'll
We're doing
do
this
it.
again.
Yeah, we'll see. Thanks again. Eat your Cool Wraps tomorrow. We're bringing the boat in, and we out.